Hello and welcome to another Lucky Hit podcast.
Whoa, 56.
Yep, episode number 56 of the not quite so weekly anymore podcast.
The whenever we get around to it podcast.
I know you're all waiting on bated breath and all.
It hasn't been that long since we did the last one. It was pretty much just after the live stream thingy.
Yeah.
So now we're doing one just before we go to our next big event.
Oh yeah.
That's EGX or Eurogamer. I think it's
Let's give them a round of applause for that segue. It's a good segue.
It used to be called Eurogamer Expo, but now it's like Shredded Wheat EGX. Yeah, that's what that little symbol means, isn't it?
Yes.
So I am Murry Curry.
Which one?
And I'm joined by... I'll just fucking introduce yourself.
I was confused.
Every time there's all I'm going to make a big gap.
I was confused because I'm talking about Murry Curry.
No,
who am I?
I am Tommy Folk, Murry Curry.
Right,
I'm joined by...
FlattheYounger.
And the Gagaman.
I'm Cherry Terrier.
Good.
That was very enthusiastic. Oh, Cherry Terrier.
I'm glad.
It's been a while.
She's already sick of
it,
this.
isn't it? Because
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
can't
it's been a
do
while,
these in
hasn't
the middle
it?
of the week, and
Yeah.
obviously you're not here in the middle of the week.
I
So.
have a day off.
So this is... I've got to get used to not having a gap at this point and having a song because we kind of
Yeah, I think
we
this
kind of
is
stopped.
only the third one we've done that. So, yeah.
So in case anyone's just come in, we don't do songs anymore because there's just lots of headache for that. So
It's usually we press stop, and then go, right, we need a song.
yeah.
4 hours later, we got a song, and now it's 3 in the morning.
Well, for the first 30 odd podcasts, we knew what songs we
Yeah,
wanted,
it was quite easy.
but it started to peter out a bit more because
So, can we have another
I-
Streets of Rage one? We've had that one.
I was always
Yeah.
like, oh, can we have one from Morrowind?
50 episodes in, the world kind of runs a bit dry there. Because we get
We've literally run out of video game music.
there's a sea of video game music, just not any that I
Well,
can
it's that
fucking
kind of
think
thing.
of.
Whenever somebody goes to me,
Happens regularly.
see you later. No, whenever somebody tries to get me to think of an example of something, like I'm trying to do now, I just draw blanks. It's like,
Yeah.
What kind of cheese do you like? I'll be like, I know this.
Cathedral City Zone.
I got one for 6. Go on, cheddar. And you.
Now I have to point out that's 7.
Yeah, there's 2 D's in cheddar.
So, yeah. So, as Gagaman just mentioned, we are heading off to our sort of the big one for us, isn't it? The yearly.
7's a
big
good
one.
scoring countdown.
Yeah, you can have wankers. That was an actual episode.
Yeah,
Somewhat
say
bigger
the verb
ones, yeah.
poo and then poof.
I've got 3 that one. Poo. I've got 4 that one.
Well, that was like how long I was taking out the letters.
Oh, right.
Like,
There was one where she got to, I think it was like, it spelled CUNT and then she just took it down. Just we're doing that again.
I remember one that was a cunt flaps, but I think it was fake.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
fake.
that one was, yeah.
yeah, poo poof was very good.
So,
Anyway.
yeah, so we got,
Weekly
like I say,
podcast.
like I say, EGX or Eurogame, or as it's now called EGX, is our. Oh, it is. It probably
Yeah.
is, isn't
Wouldn't
it?
it be
Yeah.
EGE? Because Expo starts with an E.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know
not
what
Expo.
EGX means. Oh, no, I don't know.
Eurogame Expo.
They just opened a can of Coke.
It's kind of our big one, isn't it, for us?
We always
We went
like
once
the
in a
idea
group,
of it.
once with us 3,
Yeah.
once with me and Phil, and then Anyway, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like our big thing that we try and
I went
aim
for the
for.
shit day last year where there was nothing left.
Yeah.
It was like, Sunday, you can have a box. We got a box. It's up there. It's a box from that really good game.
That game that everyone was really looking forward to came out, and I've heard nothing since.
Yeah.
We queued up for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, just to play the bollocks within.
That would have been a much superior game.
See, I was hoping.
So what do you do? Oh! This is amazing.
That'll probably be a VR game this year. You should put the headset on and they literally.
Just to tear it
It
down.
feels so real.
They're all just taking pictures like, oh, he thinks they're fake balls.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So basically, Eurogame Expo usually is in Earl's Court in London, but they've bloody decided to shut down Earl's Court and turn it into probably flats.
Yeah.
Thanks, Boris Johnson.
Nice one, mate. Get
He's
on
just
your
going to turn it
bike
into a
scheme.
giant. Yeah, he's just going to
No,
turn it
it's-
into a giant bike.
No, it's
bike
Earl's
park.
fault. He was too busy with his little karma list.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, this year it's at the NEC in Birmingham.
Sorry, can you do that again?
It's the face! It's the
They
face!
became cum then.
No, really. I had to cap the dog reference there. SMTV Live stuff.
Yeah, the birthplace of Ozzy Osbourne.
Well, basically, yeah, that's the next
Don't
logical
hold that
step.
against him.
That's the next logical step, isn't it? Oh, we can't host it at this event in London. Let's piss off miles away.
Yeah, let's
Can't
go
be
to
in
the
London, let's
opposite
make it
end.
under the sea.
Yeah, you can find it anywhere else in London. That's
No,
Yeah,
never mind that
London
giant
Expo.
XL centre. That's
Just up the
no.
road.
So anyway,
They could
it
just
look-
hollow out an Asda and have it in there.
all of that.
so it looked like we weren't going to go for the longest time, didn't it? We thought, oh, not going to happen. We won't do it. And then we just, we ummed and ahed and saved our money and
I thought
Yeah.
I thought I might as well just try and get the tickets anyway.
Yeah.
Just get the press tickets and that.
And
So,
then, yeah. And we were very fortunate because we did it straight away. We
Mm.
got the 4-day pass, so we thought,
Yeah.
well, we're going to have to just go all out now and try and get there. So I'm glad to say that it's been a lot of stress over the last few months, but we are definitely going, and we're going for longer than we've ever gone before. So the coverage
We're
is
going
going to
for
be.
the full,
Yep, whole
The
thing.
the full 4 days.
So we're going to guarantee some extensive coverage on this one.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we think if we're going all the way to Birmingham, we may as well stay up there the whole time. Because
Yep.
the ticket is for the whole thing.
That's right. Well, that's the thing as well. We never got the 4-day pass before.
I think previously
We got,
they only gave us like a day. So
We got quite lucky with all that, didn't we?
Yeah.
When I had to buy my tickets.
Yeah, unfortunately, they only give you for the press passes. You only get 2 per company. So
what we end up
I mean,
doing
that's
is like
fair enough, but
split it.
usually with the London one, they usually sold out by like
Yeah.
April or something, but I still managed to get them.
yeah, that was another fortunate thing about the actual event
They
change.
didn't-
Yeah.
they just didn't sell out as quickly.
now.
Mm.
I think they actually
There's
still
still
have
tickets,
some,
which is
yeah,
really rare.
some,
Yeah, well,
Last day
Richard
or
managed to get one for Sunday. Only
Oh, okay,
yesterday,
yeah, so we'll probably
Yeah.
spot them there, yeah. That'd be cool.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're going there. It's going to be like probably our most in-depth coverage ever. Well, definitely. I mean,
probably,
4
yeah.
days. We can actually, because sometimes we miss out some major things because
Yeah,
the
when
queues
we've
are too
been
long.
on like a day, we can't really queue for anything. We just have to get on games that are...
Well, I've never had a chance to go on VR because the queues are always ridiculous, and we don't
There's
have
gonna
a
be
day
a lot
for
of
that.
VR this year.
Well, this year I'm actually going to queue for the
both
bastards.
the Oculus Rift and the PlayStation VR as well. It used to be called like Project Morpheus for some reason, but now
Yeah.
it's just PlayStation VR. I mean, they always come up with a funny project name, and then when they come to the actual final name, it's like, oh, it's just VR.
Yeah.
Morpheus, ooh, no, it's just VR.
Morpheus sounds pretentious though,
Doesn't
doesn't
it?
it?
It was a bit like the name for the Kinect, wasn't it? Like Natal or something like that.
The no one's going to use it camera. Yeah, it was Project Natal or Natal.
Yeah.
Natal.
And they had that
And
Peter
Oh,
Molyneux
Milo.
bullshit. Yeah.
Oh, the bloody torturing child.
It's a young boy that you can groom.
Yeah, you know there's going to be like, there's going to
Draw
be
me a
those
fish.
types.
Lovely fish, and it's a big knob.
There's going to be those types that are just like, oh, what do you think of that, Milo, flapping about? Oh, it's very nice. Yeah, great fucking it. Meanwhile, all the
Do you remember the
I could
event they
taste
had
it,
for when they revealed the Kinect as well, like the Natal thing? They had like that weird event where they had They had like the creator of Ninja Gaiden and all that there in like raincoats or something. It was pretty weird.
I
You
didn't
just
see
all
that.
like these game designers walking around in like raincoats like Kojima and that. It was, like,
What?
it was very weird. So yeah, I've actually been looking up like
Clinky drinks.
what's gonna be at EGX, so we can. Because I think they pretty much know exactly what's going to be there outside of obviously like the retro games. That'll probably be whatever.
Yeah.
You know, get their hands on whatever works when they take it there. But like for all the other games, they've even got the list for like all the indie stuff now. So there's hundreds,
Well, nice.
hundreds of indie games. It's ridiculous this year.
Yeah.
But I've been looking through some of the stuff and
The
some of
indie
the stuff,
section, otherwise known, also known as the part we are at all the time, because it's the one that's the most interesting.
Yeah.
AAA
Indie
titles. Oh look,
interesting.
there's more of the same thing.
There's a
Assassin's
couple.
Creed, you're going to climb buildings.
Wow, that's coming from you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Call of Duty. Oh, fuck off. And there's all this sort of stuff. And
Yeah,
then there's
but-
indie section. It's just like a tunnel of magic.
Yeah, I mean, like when I've been doing this on this app thing, you can actually put like a to-do list. You can just go on each game and click which ones you
Piss. Sorry, I just.
want to remember to look to, and then it'll tell you where on the map it is. And
Oh,
stuff.
that's brilliant. You can
Um,
literally make a to-do list.
For the indie section, I haven't actually put anything yet because one, I don't know most of them, and two, I just want to walk around and
Yeah.
run towards
Yeah.
whatever.
I just want to
interesting,
film a
which is
lot
gonna
of
be
funny
most of
stuff.
That's our
That's
goal
what
as
I
well.
mostly
Not
look
only are we
for.
going to do in-depth coverage, but we want to get plenty of prating about
Oh,
footage.
yeah.
We love prating
I
about.
reckon on the last day, I'm probably going to get like chucked out.
Oh god. Yeah, should we just be serious for 3 days then?
Yeah.
That last day is just Mega 64. You'll be Chaozu.
We'll be barred for life. So anyway, yeah, some of the games. I was actually quite surprised by some of those games because they haven't really like mentioned them much because obviously they only talk about the really big ones.
Yeah.
But like, for example, Dragon Quest
Triple A
Heroes is going to be
batteries.
there. That's Square Enix's booth, so
Excellent.
It's they're being a bit Genesis does about it on the Facebook.
Are
I
they?
reckon.
Yeah, like Dragon Quest. They keep putting. They've said it a few times now. They're like, "Oh, it's like Dynasty Warriors, but better." It's just like, wow. I mean, I
It's by
agree,
the same
but
people. It's better than
What,
the idiots that make Dynasty. Oh, hang on.
Oh, is that?
It's the same.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's Koi making it. Yeah.
What else is
I guess
there?
they can
all
get
of
away
those
with
games
it.
are made in some way. They're always like collaborations. Isn't
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Triforce Heroes was, isn't it?
Yeah.
Triforce Heroes or Hyrule
Hyrule Warriors.
I
yeah.
keep getting the Zelda game confused.
That's going to be there. Triforce Warriors.
Yeah.
That's the sort of like. It's sort of
It's
like
kinda
free
Four
links.
Swords
Yeah.
-1.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
That's going to be
Sort of
quite interesting.
Thing
Yeah.
with that free.
They're going to have both Guitar Hero Live and Rock Band 4 there.
So now I'm really interested in Rock Band 4, although this is very much on topic. Earlier on this week they announced the rest of the set list.
Yeah.
What a terrible set list. I mean, Rock Band have always been, haven't they? Every single one has been like, oh, I love that song, love that. What is all this? And it's like 60 songs
all
of
this?
just wank that you have to play through. And then about 5 songs I really like. And that's the case in 4, but it looks like it's worse than ever before.
Is that the entire lot?
Yeah.
That
'cause
is everything. It's
they
got-
showed the little list.
outside of like DLC, obviously.
Yeah.
What it was, they showed the last load of songs,
They're
and then there was a
all
link
discs,
showing all of
basically.
them, basically.
Uh,
There's a-
Do
there's
you
a
think
Rush
they'll
song
do what
that's
they did
alright.
with the other games where you can just backlog it,
Oh yeah, that's the whole point I
put
really
the
want
old
it.
discs on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What you can do is it saves your Rock Band store data,
Yeah.
so you can just have it all basically.
Excellent.
So that's the one reason I want it, because it's gonna have like nice new engine to it, like fun new game mode, and
I
all
love
your
the
old
idea
songs.
of that, just like consolidating your old games so you don't have to chuck them away.
Yeah, just
Like
your
when they
DLC
bring
that
out-
you pay for once and you're using it for the next like 5 years. I mean,
Well,
that's
yeah,
a great
all
idea.
the DLC from the previous games is going to be transferable.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, they're going to do it where
And
your
even
your
the-
history is saved
And even the
online.
instruments might work.
They said that
Lloyd.
legacy instruments would work, and because they're all through USBs, I can see that really working. Yeah,
Awesome.
so that's cool. Yeah, so basically, I'm looking
That's
forward
the
to
good
playing them
thing
both.
about it,
Yeah. We want. I think you're the same one. Yeah, like the new Guitar Hero looks like a big pile of wank, but the controller looks really good, doesn't it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've
basically,
heard stories.
it's 3 buttons, like 3 white buttons, and then 3 on the same like bar of it, 3 black buttons. So
it's literally
these
more
3
like
fingers are the
playing
ones that are
real
really
guitar
fast
than
anyway,
just
aren't they?
Going up the neck.
That's right. You just sort of,
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
it's really
sense.
weird that they've
So
they've
yeah.
gone like less sort of casual, colourful buttons
Yeah.
thing with it. But then the actual
Trying to be all
presentation
grown up.
is like the cheesiest.
It's like
weird
Night Trap.
crap. It's literally if they made Guitar Hero for the Mega CD.
Yeah.
It's straight up all the
It's
3DO
Night
or
Trap
something.
Hero.
Like you get like this FMV footage of the audience looking at you,
And
and
they're all
then when
hipster
you do
twats.
bad, it like very badly transitions
Yeah.
to them go, ooh, you shit.
What are you doing, mate?
Yeah,
And they're all going, whoa, woo. Yeah. Like really overacted. It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
why have you done this? Yeah, but the audience,
You're not going on my
the
Instagram.
audience and the band are all just hipsters. They're all
Yeah.
like, oh, skinny jeans.
Yeah. And the music looks pretty. I haven't seen the full set list for 5, but from what I've seen so far,
They do this thing where a lot of it's just like music videos in the background as well, just the straight up
Yeah.
music.
Yeah, see,
videos
that's
instead
alright.
of- Yeah, that's
Do
not
that.
as bad. That's basically how like SingStar does. all
Yeah.
the presentation.
Yeah.
that is
Straight
exactly
up.
how SingStar, yeah,
Yeah.
does it.
So, yeah,
Do you know
it's-
SingStar's got a little Frank? It's got that in it. You know, the little here and the head little here.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's got that in it. It's
Beautiful
fun.
stuff.
Mighty Number 9's going to be at Nintendo's booth apparently, so you can
Oh.
finally give it
It's supposed to be in my hands by now, that game, but no, let's delay it.
And then Capcom can delay their 3DS version of the Mega Man thing to deliberately try and
Oh, you
release
know
it
that's
the
what's
same
happening.
week.
You know that's what's
Because
happening.
Mighty Number 9's coming out like retail, isn't it? So they're even going to do a retail version of Mega Man Legacy. I bet you they're going to try and get it out as
Yeah.
close
Yeah.
to the week as possible, just to.
That's why they haven't announced it, because Mighty Number 9
announced it.
hasn't said, yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as Mighty Number 9 go, oh, okay, we got it ready for this day, suddenly Capcom's going to go, and us, and Lewis.
So I'm so glad I don't
Lewis,
care.
man.
I'm so glad I don't care about new games because I'm forever hearing people go, oh, they put Metal Gear Solid back. Oh, when are they going to bring this out? I'm like, well, I'm cool playing Torchlight.
I'm going to put Stalker again.
Ah, yeah. I love Stalker.
Cheeky boogie.
Star Fox Zero is going to be there, which is quite interesting because speaking of delays,
Yeah, they just announced.
they literally just yesterday or today announced that it's getting delayed till next year because they want to polish it.
Apparently, the decision was made about a week ago, but obviously they
Yeah,
just
and they said it
announced
was practically ready to go out, but they just want to go back and just fix it up. Because to be
I
honest,
want more
everyone
companies to do
at
that.
E3 was saying like it was not that exciting. Like considering it's actually made by like Platinum Games and stuff, it hasn't got like their flair, or it doesn't seem. It seems a bit slow.
Might be
maybe
Platinum
they.
Games, but it's only a silver. I don't know. Are they going to have that Metroid football with?
football.
Yeah. I don't see that on the list actually. I don't even know when that's coming out. I don't know what's going on with that.
Wow,
They had
that-
such
yeah,
an
that-
annoying backlash.
People
for that.
being
It's like,
twats about it.
it's not.
It's not.
I mean, when they first showed it off at that event as just Blast Ball, I thought already that it looked very Metroid Prime.
Yeah,
like the
my
way the
friend
gun
Rick
was
said the
charging
same.
up and all that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, hang on.
He
That
said
looks-
the same. He was like, "Yeah, this is Metroid football."
Yeah.
It was like-
Yeah, basically. And then they
Well, no, he
announced
said it was
as
a
like an
Metroid
add-on.
version of that weird game with the cars and the
Oh,
Oh,
Rocket League.
yeah.
Rocket League.
Yeah,
that's
a
it,
little bit, yeah. What else is going to be there? That new Chibi Robo game's got on the 3DS. Is gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
Nintendo's bit as well.
That was strange. It was
Yeah,
like,
it's
oh,
like a
cool, a new
strange
Chibi
little-
Robo. Oh, it's
It's
platform.
like a kind of strange.
Are they going to have Warface though?
But there's.
It's
Ah.
sorry,
I
a
wish
little
it was.
story about that. The other day I was watching a compilation of the worst games on Steam, and the advert banner that came up was for Warface. It was
Why,
like,
you're
oh, bad
watching
games
that?
on Steam.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh! I didn't see that on the list before.
Oh.
That's getting added.
Oh, Pat!
Shadow of the Beast. It's like PS4. It's like a sort of remake of the old Amiga game.
It's like Shadow of the Colossus, but on a much smaller scale.
Yeah. Sure.
Shadow of the Cat.
Oh, and
Sorry,
Street
yeah.
Fighter 5 as well.
Yee!
So we're definitely going to have to.
Is it going to have Cammy in it?
I kind of doubt it, but I really hope they have like a Cuphead.
Yeah,
Ah, they
listed
must
that.
have that.
I
I
really
don't
want to
actually
go.
know if this list is like complete, but
Well, I hope so. It's
sometimes
only like a
they-
week
they
away.
usually add a few things from the last minute, and
Yeah,
then
they do.
have things that are not even listed at all, like
Yeah, that happened
Just
last
Dance, for
time.
example.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one game, the one of like maybe 2 games at the entire like PC gaming E3 thing, that bloody torturous 2.5 hours.
Let's have another guest.
Let's have another guess. Right at the end, they had one interesting like indie game on there called Enter the Gungeon.
Yes.
And it was like
Very
a,
good.
it was sort of like a roguelike shmup, like bullet hell game mixed with like you can like dodge all the bullets.
It's very
rolling around and stuff. Yeah, they're actually going to have that there in the res section.
Good,
So
good.
I really want to give that a crack as well. But yeah, there's hundreds of indie games. I don't even know where to start because most of them I don't actually know yet. But you know, it's going to be one of them cases where we just walk past and go, "What's that? What's that?" Oh. So you know, some of these are actually games that I think are already out. But like, yeah.
I could do it on the sun.
And they're having like the retro section as
Pac-Man.
well.
Oh yeah, that's there. Yeah, they've got the whole map on here, so it does show the.
Yeah. I hope they have a BBC microphone for pod again.
Oh,
What again?
Pod can fuck off. And then he actually does. He just walks
Podkins,
off.
suck my balls.
So yeah, look forward to our EGX stuff. It's going to be a lot of stuff. I don't even know how long it's going to take us to get through all
It's
the editing.
probably going to be a multi-part vid.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's obviously going to be. It's going to be considering how much coverage we did, like sort of, not last year. but the
Yeah,
year
when we
before.
have like 1 or 2 days. We
I
have...
used to make a lot of vids when I was at uni. I don't like it when people shorten words.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I was going to have some spaghetti bollock later.
Spaghetti.
A little off topic, aren't I?
Paschetti.
Paschetti.
So, yeah.
Paschetti.
That's what Snoop Dogg eats. I don't eat
Spaghetti.
spaghetti.
Fucking hell.
So yeah,
How'd you
there
make
should
it?
be
Oh my
hopefully
god!
Lots of EGX stuff.
Why is
It'll
it
probably
so
take us a
yeasty?
long time to get through it all, but yeah.
So, yes, that's going to be pretty damn spectacular.
Yeah.
You should mention we've also got another little video in the works soon where we're actually going to so kind of like another Lucky Hit archive video.
Yeah, there's a couple of videos where last year was a nightmare. So
Basically, you went to Eurogame last year,
Yeah.
but none of it actually
none of it
released.
has turned up in any way, shape or form. So, but it would have been dropped because a lot of the stuff wasn't particularly interesting that was there. We queued up for 2 games, didn't we?
Yeah.
Borderlands and
I killed
That
on
thing.
Borderlands.
oh,
Yeah, the
and
thing with the boxes.
Yeah, the box game.
Bollocks within.
Bollocks with it. We used the boxes to carry the other stuff we got.
Yeah.
Posters and stuff.
So they were quite useful. So just queuing up for those 2 games took like
Half the day.
took half of our day because they took so long. We're literally going to sort of do a little bit of an archive video with stuff that didn't quite come out last year, and the one that I really want to make sure I get out
I got
very
some
quickly
funny
is
stuff on the camera
Eurogamer.
last year.
Yeah, that's
We
why I don't
didn't
want
do it
to
in-
just discard it because we
Yeah,
had some
of course.
really good stuff.
We didn't do much in the way of like a journalistic sort of thing. We kind of just at one point decided let's just be funny. Well, at least I did.
Let's be hilarious.
I dabbed the camera and just yeah, I got some funny clips. It was good.
So yeah, hopefully soon we should be able to put that video out as well. So
Yeah, that'll be out before we
we're getting
leave.
2 years worth of Eurogamer.
Yeah.
Aren't you lucky?
Crazy.
So
And
let's
yeah.
move on to, I guess this is just going to be like a little topic, I suppose. Just a bit of like kind of sad news today, really. Like
Oh, no.
about Konami. It was
Yeah.
kind of like writing on the wall. That was basically, I don't actually know if it's 100% confirmed by Konami themselves, but it's come from like Eurogamer and loads of other
They
sites.
did
that
kill
pretty much-
Kojima.
They pretty much killed the company at this point because
Yeah.
they've apparently ceased all production on all like console game stuff. Everything but Pro Evolution Soccer apparently. That's the only series they could be bothered to actually put out on console.
Do you know what's funny about the Pro Evolution?
They say like AAA console production. I
Yeah.
don't know if that means like.
Were they
demo.
bought out by Phil Mitchell or something? Right, strictly old fucking place.
He just knocked all the franchises off the shelf.
So that Kojima, always asking for drinks.
Yeah, the writing was kind of on the wall. The last year has just been an absolute clusterfuck with Konami. Like, pretty much from all the weird stuff going on with Metal Gear Solid and Kojima. And then, like, PT, Silent Hill's getting cancelled. That's like... Could have been one of the best horror games ever made, just judging from that demo. It was such a good demo. And then they had to go out their way to make sure that people can't download the demo ever again.
Yeah.
Like, people don't already
that's
have
why
a
people
PS4.
are selling, like, PS3.
Yeah, they're selling PS4s with the demo on it. And
Crazy.
it's like, if you tried to download it now, even if you pre-downloaded it before you got a PS4, because you could actually go on a PC and just, like, set it up to queue onto your PS4 when you buy one.
Right.
But even if you did that, it'll go, can't download. You'll be like, yeah, that's nice. Let's just erase any existence of this amazing game we were going to do. And
that means no more new Castlevania as well.
Yeah, of course. My
well,
series.
outside of erotic violence. I don't even think we mentioned that on the podcast. But a few weeks ago, they announced a pachinko machine of Castlevania.
They made this ridiculous animation for it.
It was called, I shit you not, Castlevania Erotic Violence.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it had like tits and stuff.
And that's the other thing. All this coming out. Do you remember just a couple of weeks ago, they had that survey, didn't they? Konami Europe had like a survey. It's like, oh, which franchises are you interested in? And it had everything on it. It had Gomon, it had Parodius, Gradius. You know, Bomberman was on there, because, you know, they gobbled up Hudson and done nothing with it. Yeah, all those amazing franchises that made them one of the greatest game developers in the world. It's like, which ones are you interested in? Yeah. So it's like, oh, okay, I'll vote for everything but the ones I haven't played, I suppose. And yeah, now they're apparently they're not going to be making anything. So was that survey just to go, okay, so we found out that you like all these franchises best. We're not going to do anything, but tough luck. Fuck you. We're not bothering. Mobile games.
We call it the Nerniki Nerner survey.
Yeah, basically. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I guess that makes me the dirty rascal.
Yeah, I mean, there was even all those reports from like this Japanese website about staff in like the proper high-end staff at like the game developers having so little to do that they were forcing them to do like cleaning jobs and stuff.
What?
Just ridiculous in there. So basically, Konami, sell or license out your IPs and bugger off, because they used to be like, especially back in the 90s, they were one of the greatest game developers. They were unstoppable.
They were still going though. They were still good. Like they just
they've
decided
been
to
good up till a point.
Up till last year.
Obviously, Silent Hill fans were really annoyed with what they've done with that series.
Well, I can't believe that.
Yeah, but PT looked really good.
You can tell there's some soreness
but there was a long
because there's
time
PT stuff in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, you can find like the radio
about
reports and all that kind of stuff.
Do you think they might have been added in after that happened or before? Or?
No idea. But in the Eurogamer thing, you can set up like dummy guards and stuff. They had the Ghost Woman as well. You had her as like a distraction that scared guards.
I don't know if that would have been something they thrown in the last minute, because they probably have been working on the game for a very long time.
No idea.
Probably since 4. So.
What a kick in the bollocks.
Yeah. I mean, it just looks like now, because they were even like making a statement saying, "Oh yes, we're still going to make Metal Gear Solid games, even if Kojima's leaving and all that kind of stuff, and we're still going to use it." We're still going to use the Fox engine. We're still going to use the Fox engine for stuff. It's still owned.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, they own the Fox engine. Kojima didn't.
Well, guess what they've done with it? That Evolution Pro Evolution Soccer. That's got the Fox engine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think they also now announced like a Japanese baseball game, like that series they always do with like the cartoony baseball characters, and people reckon that's on Fox engine as well. But that's a great use of it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't. Basically, I don't even know what to say now. Just
I mean, just what is going
Rest
on?
in peace, Konami.
Yeah, basically, that's what I just put on Lucky Twitter. I just went, wow, rest in peace.
Yeah.
They've kind of done it to themselves, like their management were just that brainless at this point. It's like, oh, we've got to do mobile and pachinko, that's it. You know, because
Yeah.
obviously they didn't want to do.
You know, I
they
don't
didn't
even know
want
what
Kojima
pachinko
anymore.
is.
It's like Lucky Hit.
Nah,
Lucky Hit's based loosely on pachinko.
sort of.
Oh,
The only
yeah.
difference is you throw. It just shoots out millions of balls and then.
Oh, that's
Them
that thing
things.
on Great Teacher Onizuka where he's got the
Yeah.
Yeah.
the crazy Japanese hair and he's got a
Basically,
magnet in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even really understand what the game is. It's just you shoot hundreds of
Yeah.
balls and they go in holes and maybe you win
Ooh,
more. Actually, I
Yeah,
think there's
that
like
is-
there's like this thing in Japan where like they actually instead of like winning money from them, they win tokens for like shopping and stuff like that, so they can actually like win food from it. It's
Yeah.
like, it's really weird.
Well,
Like,
what you
it's-
do
it's
is
such
you
a
win
big
the
culture
balls
over there.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
such
win
a
the balls, so
weird
like you
culture.
take a big tray of them and then you exchange them for money or, as you said, vouchers. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's bizarre.
yeah. It's very.
Like, it's such a deeply
yeah.
engrossed like culture there.
It's a real culture shock thing because
Well, I don't
over
think
here
we
we
have
like
it over
what?
here.
No, it's
No.
definitely a very Japanese only thing or Asian.
It doesn't. Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't sound Japanese. It's like pachinko. It doesn't really sound very. I don't know. I suppose it could be.
All I know is there's that mini game on the Jackass PS2 collection. It wasn't that called like Hill Mountain Pachinko or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh, it's
The
weird.
one where you fling Steve-O down a hill.
Yeah. He doesn't always sound like he can't breathe.
He sounds like he's being sick constantly
Yeah.
as he talks.
That is exactly what he sounds like.
I was just thinking, like, the amount of, like, series of Konami's, I'd almost rank Konami sort of equally, or
Yeah.
even slightly above Sega sometimes, because, like, in the 90s especially, even Sega back in the 90s had a couple duds, but Konami were just
Yeah.
unstoppable.
I mean, let's not
Like,
forget
their
they
arcade games.
they
and their
basically
SNES
owned the
games.
rhythm scene.
Oh, yeah. They
Konami
still
are just
do.
Well, yeah, we
mad.
wouldn't
What's
have
That's a
Guitar
really good
Hero.
question. What's even going to happen there?
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying AAA console games, so that means they might still be doing arcade games, because I can't see them stopping DDR.
Well, that would just be
or
ridiculous,
remake,
wouldn't it?
Because they're
DDR is such a money spinner. It always
yeah,
has.
exactly. They're all connected to the internet, and they like update now, and they've got this big system with it. You know, like Beatmania and pop music and all that kind of stuff.
If they do scrap that, then you know something's definitely wrong.
Oh yeah, they start scrapping their arcade games as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
arcades ain't exactly like as huge as they once were in Japan, but they are still big enough that they justify themselves.
Yeah. So strange.
It's really bizarre. Just all those.
Well,
For me, one of the biggest things as well is Hudson, because like as soon as they bought them out, it was like, oh, that's cool. Hudson and Konami under the same house, that might lead to some really cool crossovers and stuff. But instead, all they did was cancel any
Yeah.
games Hudson's had planned and sit on them. That's literally all they did. There was a Bomberman game with screenshots for the 3DS being made, and they just went, no, just scrap that. We'll just sit on. We just bought these so we can literally just sit on them.
Yeah.
And not even use them for anything.
That's
I think
a bummer, man.
they put out like a mobile Bomberman game in
Yeah.
Japan, which looks fine. You know, it's a traditional Bomberman game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's about it.
I'm never going to consider a mobile a console, really.
Nah, even when Apple were trying to do like, did you see all that stuff about like the Apple TV in the week? I think the
No.
funniest thing about it because there was like this big Apple announcement thingy on.
Right.
And, yeah, they had this advert for it. It was like, get apps and games on a TV. It's gonna be big. Apple just invented games. Apple just invented games on the television. That's never been done. That's a thing Apple always does. Have you noticed that? They always take someone else's idea and then act like, and then people believe they invented it. Like at the same event, they basically did. You know that Surface Pro thing that Microsoft put out, which is basically a tablet with a little keyboard slab that you put with it. They just announced one of those, and it was like, "Oh yes, genius! We just came up with this all ourselves. $100 tablet pen and all that kind of stuff." Sorry, but I don't like that.
Yeah.
No, they're shit.
If you look around, you can find a Wacom one that's like half that.
Yeah.
No one has.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
It's a tablet that you can use to draw stuff. Could
We
you
just
imagine?
It's like a small rectangle that does computer things.
We've just invented, right? We've just invented an iPad made from wood that has been carved very thinly, and instead of using computer technology, it uses ink.
We
It's
call
called
it
the iPad ink.
It's called the Memo Pado.
We just invented
Memo
paper.
Pado. That's the Spanish version. El Memo Pado.
That was you. You used to have this little thing. It was called Memo
Pado.
Pad, and you just put an O on it, and you used to laugh your ass off at it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Memo Pado. That was the funniest thing to you ever.
It still is. Memo, right? Pado. Because it said pad underneath where it said memo, so I just put an O, and then it said Memo Pado.
Alright, okay.
Memo Pado. No, I was going to say something, but I completely forgot what it was. So
I was thrown totally out of whack by my comic genius.
even from a young age, I was spitting out the zingers.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like when they do like mobile versions of the game, like of their games, not even just necessarily ports, but like new games. Like for example, you can get like there's like a Point Blank game by Namco on phones, but it doesn't look anything like Point Blank at all. It's like really fake. And there was actually an announcement for a new actual arcade Point Blank.
I like Point Blank.
Yeah, Point Blank's fantastic. And they're doing like a new one. It basically it looks exactly the same as the old one. In fact, I think they just upscaled the old one. And put
It was kind of like
maybe I don't know.
it was kind of like Bishi Bashi with a light gun.
Oh
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, a little
Again,
collection of
Konami,
mini games.
Bishi Bashi.
Oh.
Konami made so many amazing franchises. I could just sit all day and think about it. Even when they did licensed stuff, they could take the worst license possible and make an amazing game out of it. Like, I don't know. I don't want.
Yeah, see what I was saying earlier about thinking of examples.
Yeah,
It's annoying.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of. Yeah, they did like a Bucky O'Hare game in the arcades, and it was incredible. Like they put so much effort into it, and it's like it's Bucky O'Hare. That was yeah, just some weird ass cartoon.
Now they don't give a fuck you.
Basically. It's weird. Like, they weren't always like the biggest like innovators, but they basically quite often took what other companies innovated in. Like Taito like innovated like the sort of schmuck.
What's wrong with them nowadays though? Now they're like out-of-vators.
Everything. And even the people that like left Konami back in the 90s ended up becoming like Treasure and stuff.
Yeah.
So there was a few staff like left Konami at that point when they were like unstoppable and became Treasure.
That is pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, has that got in my hair?
It's on your shoulder.
No.
It's not a snotty one.
It's a primary school apparently. Paper at each other.
I tried making a
Dick
tissue
nose.
aeroplane, but it didn't work.
So yeah, thanks for everything, Konami. You were great once, but now you're kind of shit. Just let someone else that actually gives a shit about your franchises do something with them because
Konami is like the
way
music
too much.
industry.
I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to Metal Gear Solid 6 Sexy Violence or whatever it's going to be.
It'll just start quiet probably.
You got to drop balls into a fanny or something. I'm angry, alright?
You'll feel really ashamed for why
Oh,
you
God.
complained about putting balls in a fanny. It's actually because you'll die if you don't. Alright?
Yeah,
Just chuck her in
fire
the sea
leprechaun
and have
will
done
come
with
out
it.
and try and kill you.
To be
It's all
fair, that
machines.
wasn't so much Konami as it was Kojima just being his weirdness.
Yeah.
You
Well, that's
know.
it. Every single game does it. Like Metal Gear Solid
Really,
3.
he should just say, we put her in there with next to no clothes because I wanted to put someone in there without a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
But instead he went, oh, you're going to feel really guilty if you complain about this because
What?
it's
Because
actually...
her parents were killed in a tragic clothes accident.
They were strangled by their own puffy jackets.
Yeah, basically. May as well be. 'Cause
they were
it's
cast out
something
to
to
sea
do
with
with like
heavy
she
puffer
can't
jackets
breathe.
on. And
Her skin needs to breathe,
Yeah.
so she doesn't wear it. That's
I was watching-
literally it.
I was watching some footage when Shane was playing it the other day.
oh yeah.
He owns the game and I don't. And yeah, like basically you have to sort of like you do with all the enemies in that game. You capture them and they get put in the brig for a little while and then they get like persuaded to join you. And yeah, like basically it started raining in her cell, and the way she drinks the water was she walked over to it and she sort of spacked out while the rain was on her skin. She just went. It's like, I went to Shane. Is the game glitched? She went. No, she's having a drink.
That's apparently how women have drinks.
And he said that if she was to get submerged in water, she would die because she like breathes through her skin or something like that.
She has to drink like that because she'll die.
Yeah.
You bastard. How dare you? How dare you question her wearing nothing?
She's got a disease where if she doesn't have a willy in her bum or her mouth every 20 minutes, she will die. Alright.
I wonder what's actually going on.
Alright, mate.
Like,
Just have a wank or something, yeah?
Do you think Kojima will either set up his own studio somewhere, or another company will like try and draw him in? And
I kind of hope he doesn't come up with a Kickstarter in a couple of years' time. I'm going to make a sneaky game, right, where you play as I don't know, Bill the Badger, and you got to sneak around.
Bill the Badger. No, that's the next Sonic Boom game.
Bill the Badger.
I don't know, alright? But if he does that, I'll probably be very annoyed with him.
What I think might happen is one of the big
It'll be Plasma
companies
Panda.
like Sony or Microsoft will go, right, we really need to get him on. Let's just pay out for his own studio and give him a studio as long as he makes
It'll be
it for
called
our
Studio
console.
Kojima.
Yeah, probably.
Like Studio Green.
No, they'll just offer it to him. I mean, maybe that won't happen.
Maybe Sega can hire him and he can work on their many IPs they're bothering with. Do you like Yakuza?
Oh well, at least we're getting... Yeah, basically.
I hope you
well,
only
Tokyo
like
Game
Yakuza
Show's
and
going
Miku.
on over the weekend, so hopefully something.
Yeah, show me
I'm not
next
gonna-
too.
Yeah,
Oh god, could you imagine a Yakuza Miku crossover?
that's gonna happen.
That is, yeah.
Probably already has in some form.
Have you just seen the president of Domino's Pizza? He did an advert for their Miku app.
Oh, that was
Their
hilarious.
Pizza Miku. You can make your own Miku song.
Oh,
Pizza.
Miku.
It was really weird.
Yeah, it was really freaky. But
I
for
saw
some
it on a
reason they
cringe
used
compilation.
Yeah, because it's like some weird Japanese meme.
Yeah, the guy clearly doesn't get it, but he's
Yeah.
like trying to be enthusiastic. He's like, ah, yeah, they like this. Adults.
This is really popular, apparently.
It's not to see a pepperoni.
Stuffed crust.
Can we move on to
Or just stuffer crust. Additional pizza pun. Gotta say something about garlic
Sauce.
dip.
should we move on to what we've been playing?
Bits of cheese up your bum.
Oh, I'd like to cover her with my sticky mozzarella.
Dough balls. My balls. Balls.
Sex.
Sex.
Sex and pizza.
And Miku.
Moving on. Oh.
Please move it on. Please. Yeah, what have we been playing?
Okay, well, I'll just go first because simply I've just been playing a bit more Morrowind, so we're not really going to go into that again. No.
Please don't.
Um,
At least not for an hour this time.
and I've also been playing a bit of Metal Gear 5, but I don't really want to talk about that because I want to do a review. Sorry, I've got like build up of.
You've got a bit of
Um,
Yeah, you actually are planning to review Metal Gear
Yes.
Solid 5, so
Ow.
which is now going to be considered like the literal Konami swan song at this point.
That's what I saw it as. Like
Yeah.
the whole time I've heard about this
Well,
Konami stuff
At
going.
first it was like the Kojima swan song,
Yeah.
but now it's just straight up the Konami swan song.
Isn't that a character from Family Guy? Joe Swanson. I'm an uncle. I'm allowed to make shit jokes. Although actually, I'm supposed to be at a barbecue before I can make shit jokes.
You're supposed to make really hurtful comments while I'm cooking sausage. Tom, your kid, bit thick, isn't he?
Is he definitely yours?
Anyway.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5 and...
Yeah, but the whole time I was seeing Metal Gear 5, I'm just thinking, like you said, it is like Konami and definitely Kojima's sort of like, bye.
The end.
Thanks so much.
Really put the...
Well, should I just say Metal Gear Solids, you know, because
Yeah.
they don't need to make another game, because this was the game that I've been waiting for since 3. Because I loved Metal Gear Solid, you know, I knew about the original games, still haven't actually played through them properly, but I've played through most of the first one. Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, like after really loving the first 2 Metal Gears, I actually got clued up on the series and the story as a whole. And then Metal Gear 3 came out, I was like, oh, this is Big Boss, and it's like his origins is like, well, when are we going to find out when he becomes the bad guy? Like, how's that going to happen? And yeah, they've been building it up for like the last sort of 3, 4. Well, not really. You know that from the Metal Gear Solid.
I don't.
When you play Metal Gear, it's like you must kill Big Boss. He's bad. That's how the game begins. No, it doesn't actually. You're working for him, and it. Never mind. But basically, yeah, they're always talking about how he builds up this huge like country of his own called Outer Heaven, and that's the thing you're destroying in the first Metal Gear game. So yeah, like it's the part of the story that a lot of fans have really been waiting for. There's like the counterpart of that is like the Castlevania one that we're never going to get now. It was called the Demon Castle Wars. It was like the whole thing in 1999 when Dracula gets killed for good. Yeah, the story.
Konami to let him say get on with it.
Well, the funny thing about that is he. What's his name? Igarashi actually came out and said like the way he does his Castlevania games is they work on an engine that they like first, like you know, like the Souls system and all that kind of stuff. They go, I like that twist, and then he thinks how it would work in the story. So
that's
he goes like,
how you should design video games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Game
first
is always important.
That's kind of like,
and that's kind of what Konami always did as well. A lot of the time with like their older stuff.
Well, that's the thing. He said he'd done that, and he said he wanted to do the Demon Castle Wars. All the fans like themselves, you know, just like this whole thing with Big Boss, like that's the Castlevania version of that. They're like, oh, we want to see because it's Well, the thing is, it was sort of. You know, like it's been told, the story, like it was like a huge war that went on between humans and Dracula. Kind of like what they had in that reboot at the start of the second game, you know, where he's like, what is a man? He did all that bullshit, and there was loads of humans attacking. It was like that, basically. It was like a huge war. And yeah, it was called the Demon Castle Wars, and then Julius comes in and finishes him off for good and seals him in the castle and all that sort of stuff. So I was like, well, that's going to make a great game, but we're not going to get it now.
And then he says, Et tu, Dracula?
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, it was that bit that we were all waiting for, and yeah, we got the game, and obviously I haven't seen it yet, so I'm still waiting to find out. But you know, we've got the game now. That's what we've been told. This game is the telling of how he turns into the big nasty badass, and yeah, still haven't got to that point because we're still running around in Afghanistan and Africa being really good. So we're still waiting. So yeah, I'm not going to say anything about the actual game, and I'm certainly not going to be ruining the story in the video I'm making as well, because that's a huge thing.
It's going to be primarily like gameplay.
It's all going to be on the game. I'm not even going to be showing any footage that shows off anything about the story because yeah, I don't want it ruined. So if I did it for somebody else, I'd be a knob. So yeah, I'm not going to say anything, and I'm not going to go on about Morrowind because yeah, we well and truly covered that.
I don't like that thing people do as well, where they think, oh, the game's been out a month now, so everyone has played it, so we may
it's
as well
fair game.
It's like, that's rubbish.
For anyone out there who hasn't played it,
complete rubbish. You know?
Yeah, it's bollocks.
You ate my fucking schnitzel.
So yeah, I'm not going to be eating
I'll go
anyone's
next.
schnitzel.
I've been playing Morrowind.
Oh.
No, I've been playing a lot of Morrowind.
No, I haven't been playing Morrowind. I've been playing Morrowind.
Morrowind.
So yeah, we're still playing the expansion, aren't we? And yeah,
Have
I've
you
just
made
been
much
doing-
more progress of the map? Or
Funny enough, as I was saying to Phil earlier, I haven't exactly progressed in the story more. I've done a few extra quests, but yeah, basically what I've been doing is I've been staying in that area of the map, but I've been filling it all out.
yeah.
So instead of just like a little square here and there, because you sort of
I see.
you fill out
Sort
these
of
big
like travelling
squares of
around
the
to
map
make
as you
sure,
go
yeah.
around. I've been getting all the different little islands and finding loads of stuff.
Basically,
And, yeah.
just trying to fit it in.
I literally spent about 3 hours just getting pearls out of the water. Because you know, it's like, Morrowind, if you go anywhere near the water, you get set upon by a million things in the sea. It's like, go away!
Ah, slaughterfish.
Oh,
I think they're probably worse than cliff racers.
yeah, there's just, you cannot swim for a second. Because you're in there, you got a quick get to land, and then suddenly you hear the music change, and you go, for fuck's sake. And yeah, you look underwater, yeah, there's about 20 slaughterfish.
Have you been playing much else? Or
Yeah, no, sorry. What I was just going to say about Morrowind was just that. Yeah, I've been mostly doing the normal game stuff. I've actually legitimately gotten. You know, I said before where I wanted to get 50 reputation.
Yeah.
So I don't have to bother being the horrity tar and that shite. That's the one bit of the main quest that really bugs me.
Yeah, it goes on forever.
So it's not only that, but it's like go here, like go to point A, and then go to point B. And go back to point A, and go back to point B, then go to point C and grab this thing, take it back to point A, wait for a day, and then bring it to point C. And it's just, it's annoying.
Yeah, and the particular point A is really annoying to find all the time.
Yeah, it is.
You think you got it down, and you go, no, I'm still in the middle of nowhere, getting pissed off.
I still remember the first time I tried to find the burial caverns.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
It's
they
actually,
give you these crap directions.
It's actually, he actually says go northwest north. You're like, what? That isn't a thing. But it's actually 2 squares away if you know where it is.
Yeah.
Now I know where it is. I'm like, oh, over this hill, there it is. But anyway, I've done the whole Morag Tong, and
actually, I haven't done that
pretty
yet.
fun actually.
You just had to kill a load of really high-end nobles, didn't you?
Towards the end, yeah.
That's why you have to do it at the end of the story. Is that right, or am I wrong?
No, you're wrong. I did it straight away. Like that's why I've done it.
I was
to build
told
up the
before you
reputation.
had to finish the game. Never mind.
No, you were told what I did. So I've been trying to do all the factions and missions and stuff, and I've filled out majority of the normal map. Like it's literally nearly done.
I need to see that. I've never done that.
I've done it once before, but I was using a lot of flying and fortify speed just to go like loading area. But it was still legitimate, but it was a bit like kind of doing it for doing its sake, which isn't really cool.
You want to do it as you make progress. So anyway, no more
Morrowind. Other than that, I've been playing Fight the Dragon again because.
Is that one where you sort of?
It's user generated map by map, and you just sort of. Like, you play on people's maps and
you mentioned in this one before. What is it?
Yeah,
you have mentioned it. I think I remember
ages ago. Okay. Well over a year ago now.
Fair enough. I probably just forgot.
You get like little chances to chip away at the boss, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. It's quite funny. It's called Fight the Dragon because the main objective is to fight the dragon, and he's got 1 million HP, and each time you fight him. When you're around about the level 30 mark, you can do a good like 3,000 or 4,000 to him per go. And when you finish a map, you get a dragon scroll, which is I think it's called a dragon ticket or a dragon scroll. Right. It's your ticket to go fight him once. So that's how it's a really cool system. You build up your own personal like map hub world, and each new map you've completed, you get a dragon scroll. Go and fight him, do a few thousand. And you get these little incremental...
It's just like a little project that you
I think that's a really good idea.
And you get these little...
today I'm going to chip out his toenails a bit more.
But you get these little incremental rewards for doing certain... what do you call it? Like landmark amounts.
Yeah.
So like I think the first one's like 1,000 damage. You get like what's called a dragon ring, which are usually like risk and reward items. So they're like they'll constantly drain your health but give you fuckloads of like strength or something like that.
Okay.
But they're like little optional extras that are quite cool, and I can see them getting really good as you get towards the big amounts. Like do 100,000 damage, you'll get a crazy cool thing.
Yeah.
But
That's cool.
I can see it going on a while.
I'm presuming this dragon is like
massive.
So big you can't even see a fraction of it.
Oh no, you can see the whole thing on the screen. It's only like.
I thought for some reason I just imagined it was like this big colossal thing that you only see a bit of that.
I feel like
just all go, ding, ding, ding,
I feel like when they came up with the concept for the game, I feel like that's what they wanted.
Yeah, maybe
like time restraints and stuff. The thing you do fight is a dickhead. Like you'll go around the back of him and think, "Oh, I'll be fine," and then he'll whip you with his tail and stuff and do a butt ton of damage and stuff. But it's very good. It's cool, and playing it online is good. You can't fighting the dragon is your own thing. You can't multiplayer the dragon.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
so it's all about.
So what's the online for it then? Is it?
It's just playing with friends. Just going through maps and stuff.
Oh,
you can still
so
build up
other stuff in the game.
So throughout that multiplayer, you'll all be going off at points to do your own dragon and then come back. Is that what?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna go welcome the dragon.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we've been doing. Yeah. Literally, like we're on Skype and I'll just be like, I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna go and twat him a bit, and just come back. I did 4,000 damage. Nice. I got this new shield. Like, it's really cool. And you can a big part of the game, which I haven't really delved too much into, is building the maps yourself, and it's got this brilliant little map creator system. It's really intricate.
Okay. Is it like a top-down 2D thing, or is it 3D?
I
don't know anything about it.
It's like like a top-down 3D thing, a bit like Diablo or.
Right. Yeah.
There's a game I'm thinking of. I can't remember if it's either that Hammer Watch or if it's Unepic. But one of those games, I think it might be Hammer Watch. You actually collect materials to make your own map. Like, you have to actually get stone and wood and stuff, and then you build your own map, and then you can upload that map on Steam Workshop.
That's brilliant. I've got Hammer Watch, so I hope it is that.
Yeah, you got it all working now, haven't you? You got your video drivers sorted.
Yeah, well,
I hope you do play Hammer Watch because it's amazing.
Yeah, my friend Rick today helped me through it all because I've tried updating it, but you know how it is when you're trying to find drivers online. You have to be so specific about stuff. And yeah, he just sort of helped me through finding my exact model numbers for my video card and all that jazz. And so I got it today, and because I got Mercenary Kings. Basically, it all started because I asked him if he wanted to play Terraria online, and he was saying he's got Mario Maker and Metal Gear Solid 5 and all this new stuff to play. So I was it's alright. And I said, can you suggest any games through Steam to play sort of online with people further down the line? He said, we've got Mercenary Kings, haven't we? I was like, of course we have. So, I downloaded that. Yeah, I got that on the bundle a couple of bundles ago.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I grabbed that one as well.
That's the other thing I've been playing. But yeah, I
might have to join you on that. Cause
definitely. And you get
yeah. I do need to get
I haven't played that for ages. I played it a while back when I first
so good.
Got it. But
and I'm good at it because I'm quite good at Metal Slug. I'm one of these people who gets glued to the right side of the screen, and I just kind of memorise the stuff.
Get all the stuff out of the way.
Yeah, so as soon as I got to grips with it, it's such a smooth control system as well with your Xbox controller. It's literally, sorry, a bit burpy. It's just a really fun game.
What's quite funny is you say it's a lot like Metal Slug. To me, there was 2 Neo Geo Pocket versions of Metal Slug that were slower paced and a bit more of like an adventure game. That's what it directly reminds me of. It's really similar.
I played one like that on the GBA. That was a Metal Slug that was an adventure game. Yeah.
Was that just Metal Slug Advance?
I think
that was
so.
More arcade-like, but there were ones on.
Well, no, it was definitely an adventure style game. That one that I'm thinking of because
I must be thinking of a different one because
the
only Metal Slug I know of was just Metal Slug Advance.
I'm sure it was.
Sorry. Before I forget, I was just saying that. So I installed it, and I was expecting it not to work because things like FTL, Fast and Light, Super Meat Boy had terrible frame rate. Bastion's just a mess of pixels. I know that my video card just has really outdated drivers. So I downloaded it, and straight away it came up with will not open. Problem with OpenGL, blah blah blah. And I just said to Rick online, I was like, see, it's not going to work. And straight away he came up with the error, like exactly how it was written. He said, was it this problem? I was like, yeah, that's right. And he's like, yeah, apparently it's a common problem. And then he just sort of helped me out and did a load of the stuff for me. I was like, brilliant, thanks.
Oh, nice.
And now he's basically fixed my Steam library, so I'm going to go back now.
So now you've got even more of a backlog.
Definitely
got an even bigger backlog.
Yeah, Hammer Watch.
So good.
Yeah, I've got a huge backlog now. I've got over 60 games.
Now you've got a backlog that includes the games you can actually run.
Yeah, exactly. I've got over 60 games that I haven't been able to play on my Steam library now. I can go, here we go.
Oh man, Hammer Watch was so addictive. I think that might have been multiplayer as well.
Yeah, I should think so.
Pretty sure it was.
Yeah, so I'm definitely up for a bit of Mercenary Kings.
Yeah, I'll have to try and make some time.
Because I only really played. I did the tutorial and I.
I
got a bit annoyed with it.
Yeah,
I got lost.
Did you get to the point where you have to find the boss and you get to him? And
no, I did like the very first mission on the list, and I had to come here today, so I didn't have
much
time.
Right.
But I got lost and I ran out of time, so I was like, ugh. But I loved it.
It's a great game.
Through the levels.
The boss is a pain in the arse though, because it never stays in one place. When you get to the part where there's a boss, it will just keep teleporting to the opposite end of the world. It's really irritating.
But it's such an awesome looking and smooth controlled game that I can see myself really getting practiced up on that. I was saying to you only the other day that I don't really stick at games a lot these days.
No.
But when I find one to get passionate about,
That's a bit of a
I'm the same.
I go mental.
I think that's a pitfall of Steam as well, because not only
you end up with so many games.
Yeah, it's two things,
sort of
isn't it?
Right, I've got to quickly get through this one.
Yeah,
But
it's a
I'm
bit
gonna
of
be
both
able to
though,
post
isn't it?
the
Because you buy
Lunkies as well
games.
now, so that's
You buy games that you will like never actually get around to playing, but then you also end up going through games too quickly, so it can be a bit of a pitfall. Because I mean, I think my list is about 60 odd games as well on Steam, and I just, some of them I just think, you know, I bought them because they were sort of interesting and part of a bundle.
Yeah,
so they're the ones I'm going to bother least
$1,
with.
you're just like, well,
Yeah.
I'd be a dickhead not to.
I'm trying to think of a system at the moment for a backlog, because obviously I'm making a list of it and seeing what I need doing. I'm thinking of kind of doing it like a randomised system. Like I use a random number generator and go, right, if you don't like it, doesn't matter, that's the one the random number generator picked and you're doing it. That's what I was thinking.
That is a really good idea, because when you're looking at a backlog, you're like, oh, I don't want to play.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to have to go through like say you got like a whole list of RPGs. You don't want to go through every one of them. You want to have a mix, don't you?
Yeah.
You want to go like from RPG to something a bit lighter, like maybe a shooty
That's
thing.
a really good idea.
Yeah, just have like a. I mean, it's pretty easy to set
the
up.
way I've been trying to work from that
random
backlog
thing.
is going by console, because I had like 6 Saturn games. So one night I was just going through most of my Saturn games that I haven't played yet. So
Well, that's how you can do it. You can pick one of the consoles and then do a random thing, like a
The thing
dice
is,
roll.
I've got, I think 3 of the 4 Fate games, and 2 and 3 haven't been running too well up until I imagine at this point. I'm going to try them out.
Yeah,
probably
try them out
might
now that
not
you've
still.
had that.
Yeah.
But they're only like a few megabyte to install anyway, because they're not very resource heavy games. So it's going to be hours. I've already clocked up 96 hours on the first Fate game.
Wow. And then you've
Because-
got another 3 of them to...
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. They kind of dropped the idea of a level cap after the 3rd game.
Oh,
They were just like, the first 2 games, it was like 99, and you can
Go away.
reincarnate.
Go
basically.
away.
You can
Wait for the sequel. And then once they got to the 4th one, it was like, we're not making any more. So
Right.
just
Level
play
99,
forever.
pack it in.
Do you know, I actually think they should do that with Borderlands. Like, you can get all the perks, and after that you don't get any more perks, but you can still level up.
That's the one thing that bugs me about Borderlands. Why does it have such a low level cap when it's a game that you play for
Because
so
then
long?
they can charge you a $5 for 11 more levels.
Yeah.
Whoa, more level ups!
Yeah.
They've made millions just off of that.
Level up, bro. It's annoying because it should be a game that goes up to like 99 or something, but it stops at like, what is it, 50, and then you get a couple more DLCs to make it go up to about 70.
Well,
Yeah, it's always weird numbers as well.
Well, the thing is with Borderlands 2, the maximum is 72.
Yeah,
But
72.
yeah, I know. But they
Well, because the big joke is plus 11, like the whole Spinal Tap
and they
thing.
did-
But they
did
keep
2 of
doing
those.
that joke. It's not funny
So it
anymore.
was 50 plus 11.
Quick
Plus
it up
11,
to 11.
So it was
And then they made wasn't the first game? It was like 69. Oh, that's such a funny number.
yeah, so the first game
They
has
can't get away from
the
that
highest
sweaty
normal
Yeah,
level cap.
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually love the first game.
The first game's really good. Yeah.
And it's a lot less try hard with the ooh.
Borderlands 2 was the
Ooh.
worst for that. It was full of stupid.
Yeah, they kind of
It got to the point-
down in,
yeah.
Yeah, I think they learned their lesson a bit.
Well, it got to the point where I dropped my controller in anger because I was in the normal town.
Well, you played as Axton. He's the biggest
Yeah, I
player
know.
out of the lot.
Yeah, honestly, my
Kill
guy would get a critical and go, "Cool story, bro." And I was
Every
like,
time.
every fucking time.
It's like, ow.
And yeah, no. What was the out
And
moment
himself
for
is
me?
really
You might know what's coming here, but what was the out moment for me was when I was in a normal town and you just talk to civilians, and one of them went, "I was going to be an adventurer, but then I took an arrow to the knee," and I was like,
Yeah, I don't even think I've come across that yet.
So
"Don't
see
talk
what's
to anyone in town."
Don't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
They'll just go, look at, ooh.
Double rainbow.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Come up with your
Oh,
own
come
jokes.
on.
Yeah, double
Actually,
rainbow.
don't come up with your own jokes, because then we get butt stallion.
Oh, that was so unfunny.
Yeah.
There were some really genuinely funny
Why are we
bits.
talking about Borderlands?
Yeah,
Sorry, we'll
yeah,
move
yeah.
on in a sec. But there were some genuinely funny
Oh,
bits,
yeah.
but they were really buried. Like there was one bit where you go into that town made by Handsome Jack,
Yeah.
and you hear the guy on the tannoy go like, "Oh man, this town's so great. I love my free blowjob machine."
Yeah. Yeah, opportunities as parents.
Yeah, it was just like every so often they'll come out with that, and you go,
Well,
"Oh."
actually, I'll tell you what, it is okay that we're talking about that, because me and Richard played some Borderlands the other week.
Oh,
we just got
was
to
it a
opportunity
pre-sequel
in
again?
No, we're playing 2 because he's got the Handsome collection.
Yeah.
And
okay.
of course there was that recent update where they made all the legendary items like I think 4 times more likely to appear.
Wow.
Which is
Okay.
really good because so many times I've been grinding like I never got an infinity pistol without like begging online. I had like a 1 month free gold trial and I was like, "Have you got an infinity pistol?" And I think I got a hacker because he.
Oh, you always
It
get
actually
hackers.
pissed me off because I was right near the end of my playthrough as my first character, the Gunzerker,
Yeah.
and I was like level 58, and I had the only one of the 11 plus levels to get to 61. And this guy, like, I asked for an infinity pistol, and he threw a load of like pearlescent weapons that I couldn't even use because I didn't have the DLC at me. Like, just literally just spat loads of them out at me, and instantly got me to the level cap. I was like, well, I want to do that myself.
Yeah.
Ah.
He must have thought that I was there going like, hey guy, I got any elite hex things. So literally, I left all this stuff that he put on the floor. He must have thought I was a right prick. I just went, infinity pistol, and just left. He was like, I'll pick it back up then.
Oh.
But he was throwing like fuck tons of iridium at me as well, you know, the iridium
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
He was just throwing like loads and loads and loads and loads of like 4 bricks at me, you know, like
Yeah.
you get the...
You'll be my friend if I give you all this stuff, won't you? Won't you?
And then of course I told you about Derpy Hooves, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
I picked on the guy, he called himself Derpy Hooves, and I kept just following him around going, oh, where are we going, Derpy Hooves? Are we going to find the boss, Derpy Hooves? Eventually he just rage quit.
Oh no,
Very
Derpy
serious.
Hooves! Didn't you say you had?
upset, Derpy Hooves?
Didn't you say you had
She's
other
my
people
spirit
laughing?
animal, okay?
I had like 2 other people in our group just cracking up the whole time. I don't think Derpy Hooves had a microphone because he wasn't like responding, but the other 2
No, he
guys
was just
were
sitting there going,
cracking up. No, leave me alone. I was like, oh, Derpy Hooves, are we going to go do the mission now, Derpy Hooves? I go, I'll stick with you, I'll make sure you're alright, Derpy Hooves.
Derpy Hooves!
Oh god, I wish you had that. Like,
Yeah, I really
Oh,
would.
see,
I
that's
would love to.
one of the best things about current gen, like the next gen stuff.
Yeah,
is
you
you
can
can actually
record
just
all
go,
the
that was
recordings,
funny, I love that.
yeah, just out of that.
That's the one thing I'm looking forward to, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
I did a really awesome, because the amount of times I've done that is I wish I was
Yeah.
capping that.
Well, that's the thing, like, back in the day when I was playing Smash Bros. In the same room as someone, like when it was all so new, when Melee was new, and I was like, yeah, I'd do things like, I'd have like an all baseball bats really high, you know, what's it called? Item frequency really high, and it would just be loads of baseball bats, and I'd do like baseball bat throwing combos. I never used to do the actual, I just used to throw them a lot, and there was one time where I threw one up in the air, and I grabbed another one, and I casually, you know, you can just press Z without pressing a direction. You just like casually
Yeah.
drops it behind
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
I did that, and it made, I think it was Pikachu, it made him like, it hit him, and his percentage was quite high, so it knocked him back quite far. And the one I threw up and forgot about just came right down, so it was literally like, he's like, help!
Wow.
And I was in the same room as Rick, and I was like, did you see that? He's like, no, I was busy getting on with my life. I was like, oh. So yeah, nowadays you can go, I don't care if you haven't seen it, now you can
Now you
watch
see it again and again.
I'm
and again.
going to make you
Now
watch
I'm gonna put like Thug Life on it.
it. Oh,
And
God.
Luigi Death Stare and yeah, so
Take my money. I can't tell you how sick of that fucking meme I am.
yeah,
Take
so
my
looking
money.
forward to Hamwatch online, Mercenary Kings online, definitely.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, we need to arrange that. That'd be cool.
I've
Been
really
a
want
while
to play
since I played
Freedom
it,
Planet, but I haven't got a
probably a
bloody
year.
controller.
Yeah. Yeah, hurry up and get controller, you fool.
Maybe I'll find one up in
Birmingham. Stacey, do you want to do your Birmingham again?
No, wait, that was,
You did a
remember
mental one earlier.
TV Live, they used to do these gags where they got Cat Deely in like a massive curly wig and had like buck teeth and that.
I think I've
And
been
like, she was like a
Cilla
new
Black.
student or something.
Yeah, I was thinking
she's-
Cilla Black,
yeah.
yeah.
She just kept doing that.
Rest in
And
peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Doc.
Ew. Anyway, so
Yeah.
what have you been playing?
Yeah, I've actually been playing quite a lot. So mainly the first thing I'll grabbed was a couple of 3DS games. Actually managed to finally find a copy of it in CEX. I got Big Trip Saga.
I
it
really want
was
to
only
get
a fiver in
hands on
CEX. I just
Oh
couldn't resist it.
shit!
So you know,
Shit.
£5 for what's it, 6 games?
Yeah.
Like, I actually just went straight to Runner at first, but that was the one I was
Oh, the
instantly
first one's
familiar
I
such
with.
want to play
Dick.
Void. Void looks so good.
Which one was
It's the one where you're like in. I think it's where you're like on a track kind of thing.
Oh yes,
Is that
yeah. I was
Void?
going to get to
Oh,
that.
yeah.
One, it's either Void or one of the other ones. Yeah, I like that one. It's kind of like a shmup. It's almost
Yeah,
like a bullet hell thing where
yeah.
you're trying to avoid all their bullets,
Mm.
but you're on a set path, it's like
Yeah.
a wavy line, and you
Yeah.
just all like slide back and forth.
You're like,
between it. yeah. That was actually quite enjoyable. That was probably my second favourite one on there. Actually,
That's the one I
Obviously,
played
I've been
on the
playing-
demo on the
I've been
Wii.
playing a lot of Runner on it.
Mm.
Yeah.
And,
That
I'm
first
still
runner
not
is
wild.
such an arsehole.
Yeah. I don't think I've got to the.
I got to the first boss and
I
I
seem
just
to be
couldn't even
doing-
beat the
I
bastard.
don't know what it is about. Maybe it was because when I played Bit Trip Runner 2 on Steam, it was on my old laptop, and maybe the frame rate wasn't perfect or something.
Well, Runner
But
2 is so good.
Runner 2, I actually had a lot of trouble with, like even quite early on. But this one, I seem to be doing all right so far. Like obviously, I still make a few mistakes, but like I've actually been doing all right. And yeah, so I've been playing a little bit of that. And then another game I picked up for the 3DS was Super Monkey Ball 3D.
Ah.
I mainly picked it up because I really wanted to hear Hideki Nakamura's soundtrack on it. You know, the Jet Set Radio Sonic Rush guy. He's got a SoundCloud account. He actually put all the tracks he did for Monkey Ball 3D on it. And I was like, that's a really good soundtrack. I actually kind of want to hear it in the context of the game now.
Yeah.
I've never actually brought this up before, but you know how people complain about how Sonic has been kind of ruined compared to the old ones, and they don't understand the physics and all that kind of stuff. I think with Monkey Ball, it's even worse.
Oh no.
Sega have missed the point with Monkey Ball even more so than they have with Sonic. At least with Sonic, they still know that it's at least got to be a little bit tricky and a bit fast and all that kind of stuff.
Way too fast.
Way
But
past cool.
Monkey Ball, like the original two on the GameCube, were some of the most ridiculous puzzle games
Yeah,
I've ever
They
played.
were renowned for being like insanely difficult.
Monkey Ball 2 is probably one of my like top 10 games of all time because I put so many hours into like the story mode in that, which basically gives you, because in the first game it was just an arcade mode and you only had so many lives, and you started from the first level, you had 100 levels, and if you run out of them 3 or 4 lives, that's it. So I was never going to beat that. But Monkey Ball 2 on the GameCube, it had the story mode where you could just pick the levels in each world and then just do them as many times as you want. I must have put, I don't know how many hours into that game. And when I played it back roughly when it came out, like when I first got a GameCube, my GameCube for the longest time was just a Monkey Ball machine. Like I was just playing almost exclusively Monkey Ball in it. It was back before there was like YouTube and all that kind of stuff, so there wasn't really like any way to just look up a video of how to do a level.
Yeah.
So some of the later levels, I was actually drawing the maps out and planning them. It was one of the only games I've ever done that. I was actually sitting there going, right, I've got to go around here, and I've got to do this bit, and then I've got to fall off here in some way. What made those games
These were
so
the days
amazing is
before
not
the
only were they
YouTube
ridiculously
tutorials.
Yeah.
hard, but every single level was unique. Every level looked completely different to the last. They would like a weird shape, or they would have all kinds of strange, torturous devices that you have to smash the ball 100 miles per hour across the screen and somehow hit the goal that's flying around at 100 miles per hour in a circle miles off over there somewhere. And they would have like all these weird levels of like giant bean-shaped metals like rocking back and forth, and you have to like slip through it before it crushes you through the ground. And just all these, every single level was really weird. In fact, one of the last levels was actually a GameCube, and you like land on it and it like slowly rotates, and you have to sort of like keep your motion with it, and you start at like the bottom and then it like rotates round, and then the disk drive opens and the exits inside it, and just stuff like that. It was such an incredible series. The creator, he pretty much went on to make the Yakuza series and is still doing that now. He's been pretty much directing those ever since.
Yeah,
And
those have gotten really like good.
loads of them now. Like they just announced the 6th one, like in Japan. Like if we get it,
I really want to play that feudal era one.
yeah, that looks really good. That's one of the few that one just flat out stayed in Japan. That one, but yeah, that series is really weird because they can't seem to be bothered to localise it, unless in the case of 5, Sony's actually sort of picked up the slack on that one because it was part of that thing that Shenmue 3 ended up being on, where they were like basically Sony asked people for people to suggest games and they would try to help out get them into fruition. You know, they did that with that Grim Fandango.
Well, Shenmue was the one that they got the most requests for. And
and then I think Yakuza 5 was like second.
Yeah.
Like localising it. So
and you can tell because when they were on that E3 stage, it was like, yes, we know you won't shut up about this.
Here it is, shut up.
Here it is, just stop.
Anyway, he's obviously been working on Yakuza and making it incredible, and it's just like this massive thing in Japan, but unfortunately it's a bit niche over here, so they don't seem to bother bringing it over much. But Monkey Ball, I don't know who they've got doing it now, but ever since like well, there was only 2 on the GameCube, and then they did one at the launch of the Wii, and it was alright, it was good.
Yeah.
But it was nothing like the old ones. It was a lot easier, the levels were a lot more basic. It did start to get a bit more difficult near the end. There were levels where they were starting to do pretty wacky things with some of the layouts and stuff. But Monkey Ball 3D, I don't know what the hell happens. It's the easiest... Do you remember when I mentioned once I picked up Puzzle Bobble Universe?
Yeah, and it was super easy,
They've done to Monkey Ball what they did to Buster Move. They made it so easy that it's frustrating. I was literally playing that in the car from... It was when you were up at that Mario Maker event. I was up in... we were up in Norwich. That's where I picked up Monkey Ball. And I literally played it in the car for like not even an hour and almost beat the game. It was ridiculous. When you start the old Monkey Ball games, the very first level is just straight line to the exit with maybe a little pit somewhere.
Yeah.
Every single level in the game is like that. It's like there isn't any creativity to any of the levels. They're like every single level is flat. The whole point of Monkey Ball is you roll and there's bouncing physics. It's almost, to me, it feels more like what the ball physics in 2D Sonic should be like in 3D. Like you just like fling yourself and like you'll fall down and you'll have like the proper height of the bounce and all that kind of stuff. And you actually have to take advantage of that in the GameCube games. But in this game, you never go beyond, because there's still like the miles per hour counter. Within the originals, you're going to the hundreds. In this one, you never go above 20. It's ridiculous. It's pedestrian. Every single level is flat. It's just like a shitty little labyrinth. It's like, most of the first level, there is literally a slant. There is literally a slant in the level. So in the first 10 levels, there is a slant. So you can't possibly turn. You basically just have to hold forward, and it goes, "Oh, I'll just take you around the corners."
Like when you play that £1 bowling, and one of the lanes, the gutters are all filled in with like cushions.
Yeah.
So you can just go like, doop, doop, doop.
Yeah.
Oh,
basically.
Oh, well done.
Basically, that is basically what they've done, and yeah,
You know what I mean?
played the first world and I was like, well, that was ridiculously easy. And then I played the second, that was more or less the same. And then the third, that was the same. And then the fourth, that was the same. I got through more than half of the game and nothing had changed. It was literally the same layouts. This game's idea of difficulty is, we'll put some bumpers in awkward places to knock you off. That is it. There's probably a couple levels in a GameCube game that have bumpers in them, and some of them have ones that like spin rapidly or like in certain patterns and stuff. This game literally has, we just made a little shitty labyrinth, like maze. We'll just slap some bumpers, call it a day. That is it. That is stuff. And I literally got through all 7 worlds within my second. By my second sitting, I must have played the game for less than 2 hours, and I beat it. And it was like there was 100 levels.
I paid money for this.
I think I died a few times on the last levels, but that's only because they just put the bumpers in the place that you need to be, and you have to be really slow to go around them. But that's it. Like there was nothing interesting at all. And the best thing is, they didn't just ruin that. There's 2 minigames in it. Two of the sort of mainstays of the original ones was Monkey Race and Monkey Fight. And Monkey Race was basically the same exact thing where you're rolling around with the same physics and everything, but with a racetrack, and you were still rolling around in the ball. In the 3DS
the speed of sound though?
It was actually stupidly fast as well. But yeah, the Monkey Race in the 3DS one, they're in the ball in a car.
What?
It's just a ball in a car, and it doesn't play anything like Monkey Ball anymore. It just plays like a really, really bad Mario Kart.
What?
And you've got like this spinning drift that just sort of makes you spin and oversteer into walls, and it was terrible. So they ruined the monkey race completely. It doesn't feel anything like the original, or even the one on the Wii. Even the Wii one was perfectly fine because it was more or less the same. That's all it was supposed to be. Monkey Race is literally just a racetrack with the Monkey Ball engine, but for some reason they made a whole new engine of a shitty car game. And then Monkey Fight, you're not even going to believe this one. The original one, the original game. Yeah, you've already got
really?
It. Yeah, the starters they're not even in the ball, but in the original one it was like a ball and you had like boxing gloves on springs and you had to punch each other off the edges. In this one,
which was brilliant, by the way.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic.
I loved Monkey Fight.
Yeah, exactly. Monkey Ball Fight in the 3DS one is literally a shit Smash Brothers.
Oh,
I absolutely shit you not. You just pick
so it's just PlayStation
a 2D
All Stars.
Yeah, it's just Monkey Ball. Yeah, it's just Monkey Ball All Stars, but it doesn't make any sense. Like they give you all the controls, and it's like guard and all this kind of stuff. And then I played it, and it was just I didn't even know what was going on, but not in the
They're like
way
those
like
kids
Smash
with
Brothers.
diseases.
You don't learn the moves. It just keeps doing all these weird things where you grab each other and then there's QTEs and then you bash a button and then you fall out and then.
You'll laugh my
I played that mode for about 10 minutes and I had no idea what the hell was going on. I was like, I never want to play this again. So yeah, apparently the Theta Monkey Ball, the last one they did, is better, but I really don't trust that opinion because they've been getting worse and worse as they've gone along.
Once bitten, twice shy.
They've just been getting easier and easier and just lamer with each one. So if the Yakuza guy is going to be done with Yakuza for a while, can he make a proper Monkey Ball 3? Can he come back and do
but that would require Sega
or
doing
even
something with anything other than Yakuza, Sonic and Miku.
Yeah, basically, at this point, at the moment. Like,
how is there not a Sonic
or
Miku
just port Monkey Ball 1 and 2, or even Monkey Ball Deluxe, which was a combination of the two on the PS2 and Xbox. Just port that to modern consoles and the 3DS.
Yeah,
I'll be happy. That's all I need. A 3DS version of Monkey Ball 2 would be. That would just be the best thing.
Yeah,
there should be a Monkey Ball crossover with my Spanish version of Spelunky. Then it could be El Spunky Ball.
yeah.
Or maybe a crossover with this weird SNES game called Spanky's Quest that had a monkey in it. I think that was a puzzle game as well, actually. Yeah.
Spanky Ball, that sounds painful.
No, it'd be Spanky Monkey Ball.
Or Spunky
Well,
Ball.
it's already weirded up having Spanky's Quest. So,
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, I've been playing that. Biggest waste of £6 I've had in a long time.
I got Dragon Quest 8 for
in
£6 CX, so that was my best £6.
Yeah,
That's about £1 for every 100 hours.
I already know what my best ever purchase in CEX was. It was that one time they had retro and they had a whole behind the glass. They had a whole collection of like boxed SNES games for £2 each.
That is insane.
See,
I'll never shut up about it because it was the greatest thing ever.
It was
I
like
always
Donkey
hear
Kong and stuff,
stories
wasn't
of that
it?
era, and I was
It
living
wasn't
in
that long
shitty
ago.
Lowestoft at
It
the
was
time.
literally 5 years ago.
Yeah, I was living in bloody Lowestoft at the time. They didn't even have a CX.
No, but
Oh, I discovered recently it's actually supposed to be pronounced sex. I saw an advert
so
on
it's a
YouTube.
sex shop.
and the guy was going- yeah, I was just like, really? Because it was
No,
the
it
advert.
really can't.
And the guy was going, "Come just sex." I was like, oh no.
What? You think it would just be CEX, but there was always a little dash. in
Yeah,
there.
like it's an X.
You sure it wasn't just the guy on the advert being a twat?
Because it is the original
It's the
name of that
advert for
shop
the
is
company.
Computer Exchange.
Yeah, I know.
The
You think they
original
would've
name
gone
of the
with
shop is Computer Exchange because I remember they've had one in the one they've got. One of the ones they've got in London. It was
So it
the
should be
original one.
CX, really.
I remember them advertising Computer Exchange. Like
It sounds like an event that should happen once a year. The CX.
yeah. Hashtag.
Sausage and mesh tag. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never shut up about that one time I got them SNES games. I'm really surprised I was just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
It was Donkey Kong Country 1, 2 and 3, Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, Mario Kart,
Jesus.
all boxed for £2 each.
Fuck.
I couldn't run to the desk. I practically flew over the desk to get them.
You see how much
Like,
would that be charged
I still
for
have
now?
those as well.
Maybe
I
like
like
300
most people. I
quid
didn't
each
stick
now.
them on eBay for a profit. Oh, Yoshi's Island as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
See,
they're staying with me forever.
I have two stories
that
like
started
that.
my
Good
SNES
man.
collection.
I have two stories like that, but they both have bad endings. Right? One was a copy of Ninja Gaiden on the Master System, and it was in Game Station, and it was really weird. I walked it over to the shelf, and then one of the little wankers who was working there at the time went, "No, I've got that saved." I was like, "No, you haven't. I'm buying this." And he went, "No, I have." He put it in the back and put it in his little drawer. I was like, "No, I'm buying this. What are you doing?"
It's on the shelf.
Yeah.
It's for sale.
And
I'm giving you
the
money.
staff member just went, "Oh, I'm having that," even though it was there on the
I
shelf.
would not have
No,
got
that's
up
not
that.
how it
No,
works.
I was there for ages arguing
That's
with them.
not how it works. That's
Yeah.
what they.
Yeah.
They only do that when they get them at the start.
Yeah,
behind the
if he
till.
wants to reserve it, he can do that when it first comes in.
Right,
Yeah.
and wait
You can't
for
put it out on the shelf.
Wait for it. This is the second time. It was in
Go
the
on.
same shop, the Game Station. I went in there and I saw that again. One of the staff members take it off the shelf. It was the original Fantasy Star on the Master System. I was like,
I hate.
Does anyone who
They
knows?
shouldn't
They
put
should
it
be
on the
allowed to
shelf
do
and
that.
then
No.
take it out.
But
If they
admittedly, I
want
did
it,
do
they
it when
should
I
have
was
it from
there.
the
Yeah,
get-go.
but I don't think it should be allowed. It's like
No.
first,
Don't put it on the
first
shelf.
dibs if you work.
Yeah.
there. It's really not fair.
No, it isn't.
That was my only
That's
way
kind of
around
why
it,
that
was to
thing
get a
kind
job
of died
there.
out, even having retro games,
Yeah.
because they would get a load of retro games in. The staff would go, "Well, I have that.
Yeah.
What's left? Oh, FIFA games."
Yeah, well, I've
Yeah.
heard some stories of them going, "Oh, that comes with a limited edition thing in the box," so they'll take that
Yeah,
out of the box.
because
and
it's
sell the game
pre-owned, they
without
take it out.
That
Yeah.
has
They'll
happened
take out
before.
like maps and stuff.
That
That
used to
has
happen.
happened before. They had a copy of Rabbids Travel in Time, like a special edition that's quite hard
Yeah.
to get with a toy in it. But it was in the window, and I said, "Oh, can I grab that?" Because I wanted to get it for Stacey, because the
Yeah.
action
Yeah,
figure,
yeah.
the figure that came with it was only in that box.
Yeah.
You know, you could only buy it with that.
Yeah,
And when
it was gone.
when they got it out, it was just the game sealed in the box and nothing else. The figure wasn't in there. And
Unbelievable.
it was a second-hand copy of the game apparently, but the game was sealed. So they just
okay.
chucked it out
They
as
just-
second-hand. Even they called it second-hand because they took the toy out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Or they just resealed it because they did that
Yeah.
a lot in Game Station.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah.
Like your version of Chrono Trigger
Yeah.
you bought, that was
I
resealed.
paid £60 for a Japanese copy of Chrono Trigger, which is up
In
here
fact, doesn't
somewhere.
that have something missing from it?
Well, that's it. It was sealed, and then like me just thinking, I know what Game
It was a
Station's
crappy
like.
looking seal.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was
I
just-
unsealed it, and then
seal.
yep, no instruction manual. So I just paid £60 for that. I was
Yeah.
really
Yikes.
pissed off about it. I don't know where that is.
It's up there somewhere.
Yeah,
I think maybe you're going.
should be.
Speaking of SNES, I actually picked up a couple more SNES games in the week. One of them was Mario and Wario. You know the.
Aha.
I actually
Which
got.
one was that?
It was a Japanese-only like puzzle game that used the mouse.
Oh,
It was actually
yeah.
done by a Game
yeah.
Freak. I got like
Fucking
interested in
brilliant
it
game.
because I got interested in it because I watched Game Center CX play it.
Oh,
Um,
really?
Yeah, because you know they did that episode where I think it was the episode where they went to France.
all right.
Where Game Center CX went to France, like Paris, to look at all the game shops and that. They did a Game and Wario bit in between, not Game and Wario, Mario and Wario.
Big Saint Seiya fans in France.
Yeah,
love that
they
shit.
are. Yeah. Just big anime fans in general,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they actually grew up on the stuff. Unlike us, where we got it all late.
Yeah.
They probably, I think they got Dragon Ball when roughly not long after Japan did. So they got lucky.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Dragon Ball's older than me. It's just we didn't get it until I was about 9 or 10,
Yeah. We got it like almost 2 decades later.
and I loved it straight away.
Yeah.
Like when I first started watching it, it was in the middle of the Ginyu saga, which is still probably my favourite
Yeah.
part.
I think I saw it from the get go, and I think it was the very first like fight with Raditz, like Goku Piccolo Raditz.
Oh, wow.
Look, that turned me onto it, you know.
Mm.
It was like, oh wow, I'm watching this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Mario and Wario, and I also picked up a game that I've wanted to pick up for ages. I've been getting these games from. There's this one Japanese shop on eBay. I think it's actually one of the main shops from Accurate Harbour or something like that.
All right.
You know, like the electric.
Yeah, the
town
main
place.
gaming
Yeah,
sort of
he
district.
sells thousands of games. It's like buy now best offer. I bought games from him like constantly because like even though they're buy now best offer, I tend to be able to get them a bit cheaper from him than most other places.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I've mainly used him to like try and get like Saturn games and Dreamcast games. But now I've started deciding to try and pick up SNES games, but not so much boxed ones because they're a bit expensive.
Yeah.
So I've just been buying carts. So these two that I got from him were just carts.
Yeah.
And, the other one I got was a game that Giant Bomb have played quite a bit. It was like amongst their just random collection of Super Famicom games they had. It's actually like a Hello Kitty game, but it's called Sanrio Smash Ball.
Okay.
And basically it's, I don't even think, no, you don't even play as Hello Kitty, you play as like the other characters and she just like blows the whistle or something, I don't know. She's a girl, she doesn't get to do anything. All the boy characters get to play the game, she just blows the whistle. But it's basically like a versus Arkanoids. It's like almost like a volleyball game where you're shooting the ball back and forth between each other, and
like
you've got like little
Ball.
blocks. Yeah, it's basically Tekken Ball to some extent.
Oh.
And you have to basically get it past their like little blocks, and each time you hit the block, it's got like dice numbers on it.
Right.
And each time it counts down, once you get to 0, they run out.
Right.
It's basically one of those, and you just have to like shoot it past their part and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But the thing is, most of the levels they give you free reign of the entire area. You're not like restricted to your side. You can actually like get into their area and just go right up to the stuff and just go and just knock it
There's
through.
a boss on Castle Crashers that does that.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
a little,
Oh, okay.
like,
Yeah.
Castle Crashers. But yeah, it's a little.
Basically, the reason I
volleyball
picked
game.
it up because the multiplayer just looked insane on that. It's there's like countless different levels in it, and some of them just have like all kind of weird bumpers or like deliberate areas where the ball gets stuck going around in circles and all this kind of stuff. And the other thing is, it's got the most satisfying like sound effects I've ever heard. Like every time you hit the ball, it makes the loudest noise. I can't even do it.
Oh,
but,
you was saying.
yeah, I
that
showed
before.
you a video of it. Yeah, it's like it's like when they do a really ridiculous hit in like tennis,
Yeah.
but they just like got that, they just ripped the hardest tennis hit they could find and just use it as that single sound effect. There's no
Yeah.
music in the game when you're actually playing it. It just like plays a little jingle, and then you get into it. It's just deadly silence except for. It's just so cool, and even the one-player mode's really good because like you get like a little password system, and it's just like I don't even know how many levels. I'm trying to see if I can find the end of it basically, and it's ridiculously fun. I think it actually become like one of my favourite SNES games at this point. You know, like favourite like not Nintendo games. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
not obviously counting all the Mario stuff and that. Like,
Yeah.
out of like, I really want to bring it over sometime and play multiplayer because
Okay.
it's so ridiculous. Like some of the levels are so stupid. There was one level where you're actually like trapped in hundreds of the little dice pieces, and the ball's in the middle just bouncing off them and destroying them slowly, and you have to wait until your block's all destroyed so you can finally like hit it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've also been playing Super Mario Maker.
Hey.
So yeah, I've been playing quite a lot. By the time this podcast goes out, your video about you and Rob going to it will be out. So yeah, you played a bit of it, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to it's a Street Pass UK community event, and we were really lucky to get for a friend of ours, Andrew Runnigal, who run the Street Pass South End. Yeah, we got an invite because he had a couple of invites spare, and yeah, we've been quite friendly recently, so through the stuff we did with Astro City because he was involved with them. And yeah, it was an event up in London, and it was fantastic because yeah, it was like, oh, we got a big special guest, and I just thought it was going to be a guest from Nintendo. I guessed straight away it was going to be Martinet because he was already in the area doing stuff, so I knew it was going to be him.
Well, I actually Andrew put out a thing on Facebook saying, you know, super secret special guest later today. And I cheekily put, say hi to Charles Martinet for me. And he deleted my comment.
He deleted it?
I was like, oh.
He's like, spoilers, no.
He didn't mention that.
I don't know if he thought I had inside knowledge or something. He was just like, don't
Don't
spoil it.
don't spoil it.
We all knew it was going to be Martinet because
Yeah,
it wasn't
of
going to be Miyamoto, was it?
Yeah.
Not when it's like the day after the game's released, because it was on the Saturday after the
It's
game.
always going to be old Charlie.
Yeah, well that's great because I've always wanted to meet him. Like I never get to meet anyone.
You really got a really
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
break with like how he was there.
Yeah.
It was just like
I thought he was just going to be stuck behind a desk all day, like signing
like when I
stuff.
saw him. Yeah.
But he was just walking through the venue. Like basically, it took a while for them to set up all the games and stuff. So we were just standing outside talking. He just came out, and went, "Hi everyone." He was like, "Bye," and he just walked back in again. He was like,
Sorry, can you Do it properly.
Well,
It's a me.
He did do that, didn't he? The guy running the event wanted to say a little piece at the start, and he went, "I'll tell you what, I'll go upstairs." And we were upstairs with Nate at the time, and he just gave the microphone to him, and he did the whole.
He just ran over,
and did all that, and then he's just like, "That was the cutest thing I've ever seen." And he had all the time in the world for everyone. It was really cool for that kind of stuff.
He's a really nice guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, like he's been doing it for years, and you can tell he hasn't grinded him down at all. He's still got the time for every single person. He doesn't just go sign this by.
He pretty much just is Mario at this point. He's just taking it on so much that it's just instant. Well, I found out with a lot of voice actors when I've gone to like MCM and met voice actors and stuff. They're just really nice people.
Yeah.
A lot of them are quite down to earth.
Yeah,
There doesn't seem to be many divas among them, does it?
No. Because I guess because they're not like
so
screen
far.
faces as much, so they don't really have like that image thing,
Absolutely.
do they? They don't feel like they have what's more weird.
But yeah, I mean, I've always heard from other people that he just gives off like
I feel like he needs a
charming,
vine.
innocent.
I feel like he should be a viner. Just loads of little like, hey, how's it going?
Funny enough, he has actually done vines. You have to look him up. He actually has like little action figures, and he goes around and just goes.
One particular was quite funny. It had like a little worm fawn in it, and
Oh yeah.
the Luigi thing going like, oh, it's a baby.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you did have one. Yeah.
Doggy potato.
Well, there we go. Yeah, you could do loads.
If I meet him again, because I met him a couple of years ago, we met him a couple of years ago at some event. I think
I'm
it
a
was for
veteran
when,
Charles Peter.
Yeah.
Shut up.
we met him a couple of years ago at a signing, and he was pretty much just behind the table, and we just had to queue up for like an hour, and like we just met him.
See, I thought it was
going to
be
minutes.
the same sort of setup, but
No, it was in Toy Shop, wasn't it?
John Lewis,
that's right. And we were queuing for like an hour, and we only got to meet him for a couple of minutes, but it was still really cool, and I got to film that little bit that's at the start of the Super Mario 3 review.
that's like a piece of gold footage. That is.
Yeah, I had that footage sitting around for ages thinking, what am I going to use this for? And then when we did that April Fool's thing, I was like...
We used it as the most effective troll bait we've ever used.
yeah. Like the first 10 seconds of that review, it's like, oh, this is going to be a legit review. It's even got Martinet in it. And then it was that.
Oh, well. It ended up being an April Fool's video. So, I'm not going to say too much more about it because the video is going out very, very soon. So, look forward to that.
In fact, by the time, as I said, by the time...
That was me.
What was that?
I just went...
It was,
I thought I heard the doorbell.
It sounded like it was over there.
I thought it was either the doorbell or Toki.
Or, the cat dying or something. I wonder what that's going to pick up like on the microphone.
Yeah, I want to hear that back.
That was haunting.
But yeah, basically what I was... Now you said about that on that Saturday when you was at that event playing Mario Maker. When we came back from Norwich, because we were going to go to Whipsnade Zoo the day after, we wanted to pick up some stuff to basically make like a little packed lunch. Have like some sandwiches and all that kind of stuff. So we just popped into Tesco's on the way back. And as we were walking around, I was like, I'll just have a look at the game section. And they got this tiny little Wii U section where they've just got like 5 games on the shelf. And in their little chart order where they had Kirby and Yoshi games and that, they just had a copy of Mario Maker in the box with the book. £32. And I was like, you know what? My holiday got cancelled the day before we were supposed to be going, and we did manage to get a refund eventually after begging them for it. But they basically screwed us over. So I thought, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna have it, and I just grabbed it.
See, I still need to get a
that's
copy.
The cheapest. I've said that's the first time I've done that for a new game in years. Like either I plan and pre-order a game, which again is very rare. I think the last game I pre-ordered was probably Sonic Transformed or something like that. Or I wait ages until it comes down. But at the moment I was thinking, well, it's a Mario game. It'll still be £30, maybe 40 in about 5 years' time. I'll never get it any cheaper, so I'm just going to have it.
It's a game I want because, as I've said it before, when they first announced it, it just didn't look that impressive. It was just it's Mario 1 and you can move blocks.
It was literally just called Mario Maker, and then this year they re-announced it as Super Mario.
I think that's what it was, because I think, like myself, I think everyone went, alright, whatever, underwhelmed.
Well, it was just like Mario with a portal gun. It was like you could make really good levels on that. I made some bitch hard levels on that.
So yeah, like they had to sort of go back to the drawing board and step their game up. Oh
Yeah,
my
they
god,
really
did
did.
they do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
They definitely threw in some of that Nintendo magic, didn't they?
It was
Well, it
incredible.
is. You know what's really helped it? It's by the WarioWare team.
Yeah.
It's so obviously by them. I didn't actually know that until like I was playing it properly, but once I started playing it was so obvious it's WarioWare team. It's got their sense of humour, all the little Easter eggs they usually put in. I mean, when you're on the title screen, you can literally tap on the M and it swaps round into a double and goes, Wario Maker. So, you know, it's so
Shouldn't
obvious.
it be Wario Waker?
Wario Maker.
We can add an N.
Yeah. I was thinking that.
Wanrio Waker.
Nicely said. But yeah, it's so clearly what they've been making next. I think this was like their next step up from basically WarioWare DIY on the DS. I don't know if you ever saw that one, but
No, I
Stacey
need to have a look
really
at
got
that.
into it. Basically, you can just design your own mini games, all touch-based stuff. You can't like make games where you control with like the buttons, but you can like do like touch-based.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
I've seen some.
I made quite
wrong
a few
stuff
games in
from
that.
I've seen
Yeah,
some.
you made quite a few, didn't you? You made one where you punch Jedward repeatedly in the face. Their faces bleed.
And the good thing about that
Well,
as
we
well,
poke Vernon
you
Kay
can
in the
actually
eye.
make all your music and...
Yeah, you can
Oh,
create
you
your
make your
own
own
Yeah, you
music.
can create your own music.
See, they
for the
needed to do
game.
that on
Yeah,
Maker
there's
Maker.
a lot of hentai ones.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah.
Press A to. Well, you know what you press A to do.
We'll just tap that ass, literally.
Oh,
Stop tapping my bum.
Leave it out, governor.
So basically, yeah, Mario Maker.
Oh,
Super
I've
Mario
started
Maker
now.
is basically them going, right, where can we go even further with what we pulled off in DIY? The sad thing about DIY is because Nintendo cut out the Wi-Fi connection thing, all their online games disappeared, so you can't share the levels. Unless you've actually got like 2 DS's in your Wi-Fi.
It really annoys me because I'm not finished with Dragon Quest 9 yet.
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of
I can't
thinking.
believe they did
Me
that.
and my friend Rick, we're both kind of thinking of going the Game Shark route with it, just to get the stuff that you can't get otherwise.
that you can't get because you can't do the Wi-Fi thing. Yeah.
So stupid.
You
that they
remember
did
when we
that.
were doing the leaflet?
You know what it was? It
about
was because
3 or 4 years ago.
Nintendo's
I brought my
Wi-Fi
DS with
connection
me.
Yeah.
was
I remember that.
Nintendo's
Did all
Wi-Fi
that.
connection was actually provided by I think GameSpy. And then
Yeah,
GameSpy
that's
sort
what
of
it
went-
was, yeah.
So
GameSpy
really,
went
Nintendo
down,
should have did
yeah.
it all themselves, really. Otherwise, it's
But
probably
it does make you
affected
wonder
it.
why they haven't, because like, you know,
One thing you'll notice in the Super Mario Maker video we're putting out, the one off the event, is there's a level with a Lucky Hit logo. That was my
Oh,
first
yeah.
level. It took me hours to actually sort of lay that out.
It looked great.
At first I literally just made the text and I thought, oh, we could just run past it. But then I thought, oh, I'll actually try and design a level around the logo. So I tried to like...
You could have submerged it in water and had it where you have to like.
I don't
You know,
think you
like,
can
you have to do
actually
the
put
jumping
like
through all the
water
stuff.
No,
halfway
you
through.
it has to
have
be
like
like
just a
the
water level.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
But yeah, so I made it so there's like 2 hammer bros within the K and the Y, and then you have to kick a shell, and there's like trampolines, so that
Yeah,
the
it
shell has to
bounces
sort of
perfectly
bounce around.
between it.
And then you
Have
have to
you
hit the 2
seen-
hammer bros. Then you go between the letters,
Awesome.
and then there's like bullet bills going through the little middle part.
I can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
Have you seen that you can put a trampoline on its side by the exit to the
Yeah.
castle?
Yeah.
And Mario sort of bounces a few times and then he goes, oh.
Yeah, you
Does
can,
he?
Yeah, you can,
He
you
gets
can
sort of
literally
depressed.
just put blocks right by the exit,
Yeah.
and he'll just stop. He'll walk backwards. And he'll go. "Arr."
He like holds
like
his
duck.
hat and goes,
Yeah.
So then, does it just not end the level then?
Yeah,
Well, it
ends
does
the
end,
level,
but
it
you
goes
just get
course
like this little
clear and
bonus
stuff.
animation.
Ah.
You can even throw him in the pit after.
Really?
Yeah. When he's done the flagpole thing, you can bounce him back into the exit, and that will end the level anyway. Go diddle-diddle, boing, koosh in the pit.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I only just unlocked. One thing about Mario Maker is when they first released it, like you only unlock each row of items and the different level types and
Yeah.
some of the different graphic types each day.
Yeah.
But on the very first day it came out, they actually released a patch that basically speeds it up.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm not going to get that though because I like the idea of unlocking stuff.
Well, you're going to have to get the patch because as soon as you put the game in, it will say there's a patch. So,
Yeah, it's a
but
download patch.
really, the stuff doesn't unlock when you're playing levels. It only unlocks while you're building, so you have to be building to actually like,
Yeah.
and you have to use all the items.
It's just
as
weird
well
that they
to
go
make
back
it.
on that when that's what they advertised it as though.
No, I think what it was feedback. Was all the
Yeah.
reviewers were saying, well, the one thing about it is you have to wait 9 days.
Except for that
to
one
get
reviewer
everything.
who was bothered about the fact that the hand was like
You can
Asian
change it.
female or
Oh,
something.
You can change it.
Oh, you can.
You can change it into a
Maybe
cat's
because
paw.
of him, they made it so
you can change it to like Mario's glove. You can change it to a cat paw.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else, but
I
don't even
want
know
to
how
change it to just
I haven't
like,
actually found out how you do that yet. Maybe that's.
I want to change it to just like a palm with a bunch of willies. Just a willy hand.
Just putting a knob on the screen.
Be like cat fingers in a like Steven Universe where he's got like cat fingers.
Or salad fingers.
See, I was saying before with the sound effect thing, I was really hoping you could put as many as you wanted.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I wanted to have a
I
level
guess
where
it's
it's
limited.
like almost auto run, or it's just quite a simple level. But it's literally, now this is a story. Oh,
Oh, great. Yeah, I think
yeah, if you do
I
it
think
slowly,
you get
just
about,
now,
like 3
this
seconds
is
of,
a
recording.
story.
Yeah, I only just unlocked that today.
About
The sound thing. I only just
yeah.
unlocked
You
it.
showed me what you used.
What's annoying is I still haven't unlocked warp pipes, so I can't make like a level with
I can't
a pipe
believe
to a second
you
level.
have
That's
to
like one of
unlock
the
warp
last things you
pipes.
unlock.
ah.
It's really annoying. The amiibo and costume unlocking stuff's amazing, by the way. Like, you don't even have to have the amiibos to get them.
That's
If you keep playing the 100 Mario challenge thing, you just slowly unlock them anyway.
That's really good.
But
'Cause
every
obviously I
si-
have, like,
almost every single one of them has their own victory music, like from the
Nice.
original game. So if you have like Sonic, it goes.
Oh, I haven't showed you, Yay!
And all
I
that.
saw the Mega Man.
And I didn't actually know this at the time, but when I was messing around with that Lucky Hit level and I put the Mega Man one in, if you fall in a pit or get crushed, they actually have death. Oh, Phil hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, I've got my Amiibo. Sorry, I got my DS.
You didn't actually mention that in the video, but yeah, you got your
Yeah.
3DS and
He
your,
also did this.
your amiibo, yeah. Your Mario amiibo's signed as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
I can't remember what I was even saying now.
Sorry, yeah.
But yeah, the unlocks are a little bit slow, but if you like just sort of if you mess around in the editor a lot, like you hear like a little word truck coming up, and it goes, oh, it'll arrive.
I feel
sooner
like
than
that's
expected.
actually like it sort of spurs you on to be a bit more creative.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you've got everything unlocked straight away,
That's what I was.
Yeah.
That's the thing I was getting at. Is
Yeah.
like you actually learn how to use each object by just
Yeah,
placing
but
it around and messing
even
around.
though they've patched it, I still haven't unlocked everything. I've been playing it every day for like almost a week now. So well, since like Saturday.
That
so.
sofa's ended up halfway across the room.
Yeah, it's a shame. This one doesn't do it as much.
But yeah, so I've only really made that one level so far. I've been sort of messing around with a few other level ideas, but most of them are kind of crap at the moment. I'm sort of trying to learn this stuff. But the other thing, when I first started playing the game, it once again reminded me how fucking bad at Mario games I am. Like when I was playing other people's levels, I just kept dying and dying and dying. But as I've been playing it all this week, I feel like I'm getting better. Like I feel like I'm actually learning how to
Oh,
play.
you absolutely will. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Just
not
as a result of
because like when
making
I
the
was
levels.
making the level, I was like learning how Mario reacts to each little thing and like how the physics all work. And because obviously I have played Mario, but I haven't played it as extensively as.
See, I'm already quite a confident player, so and I've dabbled in making levels.
Yeah, it
before,
feels really good at Mario.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
It's all
But,
right.
but yeah, so I feel like I really want to try it out. I really want to see what kind of crazy, cool stuff I could do.
Well, you were saying, weren't you,
Well,
like
it's
Tommy,
quite
really
a
good
few,
Mario.
right?
Really good.
Yeah, which is
I do want to get
ridiculous
it. I'm going to be
levels.
looking for it in
You
Birmingham.
know, Hedgehog, the guy that donated when we were playing Alex Kidd.
Yeah.
He made a recreation of the first level from Alex Kidd in the Master System one.
Yeah, Miracle World.
Yeah, yeah.
They were really
and
good.
And when he first put it up, it was before he had warp pipes, and I said, "Oh, when you unlock warp pipes, make sure you put an underwater section for the end of the level." And he did. He went back and put that in.
I
So he
need to
basically
play that.
recreated the whole area. All the blocks work the same. It's a Mario freestyle, and you become Raccoon Mario, so you could.
You could
as a
even-
the blocks
replacement
in
to
the
the
wall,
punch,
yeah.
You could even have it where you get like, I don't know, like a fire flower or whatever, and the cloud thing, so you can do the helicopter levels as well.
Yeah. You can technically make a shmup. Because you can get in the little helicopter clown car thing and you can shoot at anything, and then all the enemies like shoot things at you as well, so you can basically make a shmup.
I want to make a level
game.
that's because you can't really do vertical scrolling yet,
Not
but you
as
can
much.
kind of like
You can sort
do
of
it.
fake it.
Yeah.
The best way to do it is to basically have loads of tubes. So you get the full vertical thing, go through a tube, and then it will land next to it. And, keep going.
But I want to do a level where there's loads of those spike squares, and you know, like that thing in Mega Man where you go through like long vertical drops, and there's spikes that you have to quickly like move to the side
That's a good
try and
idea.
get over.
Yeah, because you can. They're like the conveyor belt things, which you can draw out. I still have. That's another thing I haven't unlocked yet. But you can attach anything to those, so you could just make a whole row of spikes and just have it like slowly come down or come inwards.
Yeah,
so they could be off screen somewhere, and they'd like go into the screen. So you could
try and recreate
you could technically do that.
the Quick Man bit where the lasers are coming through.
Yeah, maybe that might actually be possible. I'm not sure.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Depends how much you
and you can get the
attach.
noise.
Yeah, you can actually get the sound effects as
Oh,
well.
what was that level we played today? There was a level where it was you went through a door and then you landed on a whole row, like a boat shape of flying blocks, and it was basically like you were on a boat. And then there were 3 Bowsers and loads of chaos going on, and you had to like defeat the 3 Bowsers with like fire flowers, and you basically have to escape from the boat. Every single block has wings, so it's floating in a certain direction.
Yeah.
So you're having this fight with the Bowsers on the boat, and if you take too long, they float towards the end of the level where there's like buzzsaws. So you have to make sure you defeat the 3 Bowsers and quickly get off this chaotic boat full of enemies before you get to the end of the part. And then there's like all sort of like conveyor belts along the bottom to run along to get to the exit. It's such a clever design.
You know that level in Smash Bros. Melee where just like that you're on the boat and then it becomes like this whole obstacle course?
The
You could
Mercenary
recreate
Kings
that.
level,
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably could.
Have you heard about the Mario Maker level on Smash Bros that's coming up?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
things
all
just
randomly
suddenly appeared.
generated.
Yeah, I think what it is with that is when the level starts, you're at the top and they've got like them little pink blocks which are in Mario Maker. Like,
whenever you like go to continue and you fall
in
off
Smash
a
Brothers,
bit.
basically it's going to be they design the level and then you fall in, basically. And then if you break any blocks, the hand comes in and puts them back in. So like,
Awesome.
one thing about the Smash Brothers level trailer is it had slopes. Like the levels they were designing, it had slopes. The actual Mario Maker doesn't have that. It's all block based.
So you can't do
So,
the sliding stuff.
I
yet.
wonder if the Smash Brothers thing's actually hinting that as an
Yeah.
update to Mario
Well,
Maker.
because
I really
to
hope
make
so.
a slope, all they really need to do is have a half square that's just cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just give you
Diagonally.
the option to.
But yeah, imagine if they added
like
the
an
sliding
angle.
The
physics. That
sliding
would be
physics.
amazing.
If they could add the sliding from Mario 3
And the penguin
World.
suit.
From New
They
Super.
could, they could literally add in the penguin suit.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, I wish they did, because on Mega Man
This
Powered
game is
Up,
ripe
I was
for
obsessed
DLC.
with my
it really
Oil Man
is.
stuff.
Yeah,
this
on
game
that-
is really ripe for updates.
Yeah.
I mean, like with Splatoon, like since day one, they keep adding free stuff to it. So I'm really hoping they're going to do that with this game.
I think they will, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, if they want to keep people playing it, they'll keep adding stuff. I think that'll be.
We'll
amazing.
probably end up with Yoshis and all sorts going.
Well, there are Yoshis.
Oh, there
yeah.
are?
Yeah. If
I
you
didn't even
play
know
it-
that.
If you play it on World or New Super Mario Brothers, you can have Yoshis.
Ah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to play World a lot.
Yeah, that's going to be
yeah.
the one I'm going with.
Mario World is my favourite.
World
Mario
and
game,
Free
so
for
I'm
me are my favourite. Another really
Destroyed
cool
me.
level I just want to quickly mention is that a friend of mine made. Was this one called Don't Pee on the Floor?
Oh, that one was brilliant.
I showed you that, didn't I? Yeah. Basically, it's just a flat level with loads of like blocks on it and like loads of the P switches that you have to jump over because obviously if you hit them, all the blocks turn into coins and you just fall in the lava like instantly. So it's just like a whole part. I almost feel like you need to do a sequel where it expands on it because like it's quite short. Some of my favourite levels are actually the ones where it's just one short, really clever gimmick like that.
See, I'm not interested in making these complex, hard stages. I just want to make
when
normal,
you look at
decent, difficult.
what's quite funny is when you look at
normal
like the most
difficulty.
I just want to
popular.
make super fun stages.
Yeah.
When you look at the most popular ones, like the most popular users, almost all of them are either Japanese people that make insane levels or YouTube celebs. Like Rubber Ross is like one of the top 20.
Well,
I think.
he's apparently been making some notoriously difficult, and actually quite clever levels.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't
Apparently,
tried
they're
any
like
of these
people
yet,
have
but-
been really.
Yeah,
bad.
it's got like loads of like YouTube celebs on the list because obviously they always plug their stuff. So people can go stop. But
Yeah, but I still feel like you might love them as you know, they're all But like, if they don't make a good level, they shouldn't get a star. You know?
No, I mean in the case of like Game Explain, they have legitimately been doing some really bloody good levels. He did Game Explain did this one level that's a recreation of Frogger, and it uses like those, you know, those blocks that like slowly like drop.
Yeah, yeah.
You start from the top, and then there's just like conveyor belts of wigglies and shells going along it, and you just
so
like
you
have to slowly drop down and like get fit between all the embers. It's really clever. And on his version, because he had the sound effect thing, when he showed it on YouTube, it actually had the bloop 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 when you're walking along, you know, like in Frogger. And he also sort of like recreated Donkey Kong as well, like having like buzzsaws on conveyor belts as the barrels, and like you jump over them and stuff. So yeah, he's made some really clever levels. Also, I've noticed the most popular levels now are pretty much. Do you remember when most ROM hacks are like World, are just like these don't touch anything, and then just all these crazy events happen without actually having to do anything? It's just like Mario just gets bounced around. Yep. Those are by far the most popular levels at the moment. Also, music levels, because you can actually make music blocks that when you walk past them, it's a certain note.
Well, you know we're gonna have some fun with that.
Yeah,
we're gonna have Pink Car Baby.
Can you colour the clown cars pink?
Nah. Oh, that would be cool though if you could. You can have like a red stiletto as a kabuyo shoe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to go too much into it because we're getting into like 2-hour territory now. But absolutely loving it. I've already put, I think, almost both me and Stacey have put almost 20 hours into it, and I've only had it since Saturday, so about a week. So
yeah.
Spikes
Mario yet or?
Oh, I don't actually know how you get that, but like on some of the levels, randomly.
Oh god, yeah, I've seen that.
The mushroom will
Creepy
become like
Mario.
a really skinny mushroom, and when you hit it,
you
turn into. The best description I saw for it on Twitter was streak of piss Mario. Streaky piss
Mario.
Yeah, he's just like a big, tall, lanky version of him. He's got a really long
creepy.
jump where he's sort of goes. It's really spooky.
I feel like he was like, you know how the
it's like if they put Waluigi
code bug for pigs. I feel like it was just like a coding bug where it just stretched his model, and they were like, let's make this a thing.
Yeah, probably
a creepy fucking thing.
So again, that's that WarioWare sense of humour. They just threw that in for the sake.
They should just call it.
Actually know how you get
they should call it Slender Mario or something.
It's like those hacks they used to do with Smash Brothers Brawl, where they just done like.
Oh, where they swap the models.
Yeah, when they had the weird Pikachu. That was
Pikachu was
As I thought, this game is essentially Nintendo going, well, we've seen you lot making all those ROM hacks and stuff. What if we just gave you the ability to do that legally?
Exactly, like Sega should be doing with bloody Streets of Rage. Could you imagine a Streets of Rage
They've just given everyone the tools to like.
Obviously, a Sonic Maker would be the thing, but I would like a Streets of Rage.
There technically was, for a very short time, a Sonic Maker on a web service. At one point, they had this thing called, I think it was like Club Sega or something, and they actually had like an online Sonic creator. I think it all ran in Flash or something. It was alright. It wasn't perfect by any means, but you could make like basic like sort of Green Hill.
Of course, I would absolutely love a Sonic Maker.
There was also a game in the Rayman series that was similar to this called Rayman Designer.
Oh yeah, of course, on the PC, yeah.
I haven't played it for a long time, but yeah.
It came out in the mid-90s.
Yeah, way long ago.
So that was technically the first platformer to do that.
Yeah, you could like sort of make your own levels in like the Rayman.
Yeah, I really want to see that actually. Because I haven't really seen much of it, but yeah, they did.
I love that that's becoming more a thing. Like I didn't
know
about
my first
awesome.
My first taste of that kind of thing for me was, do you remember the original Tenchu games on the PlayStation 1?
Oh, yeah.
That had a level creation. I used to love just using it. It was just a fun thing to use, like making your own weird levels.
What's really cool about Mario Maker in particular is it is
Battle Block Theory.
As you're building stuff, it is technically teaching you level design.
Yeah,
it really
absolutely.
is. Like you really learn how to like. To me, that's more important. Like as great as like Minecraft is, you know, it's creative. You get to build amazing things and all that. It's, even though it's teaching you to build, it's not really teaching you anything that can be transferred into game design. Whereas this, I feel like it actually legitimately is teaching you the basic fundamentals of platforming.
I think the next step for me would be like sprite design. I've always really been into that. I'd love some kind of like sprite maker thing I mean, there's kind of a thing like that for RPG Maker. Like you can download sort of
you could do that
separate
in
sprite maker
Wario
things, but
DIY as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. In WarioWare DIY, you could draw your own art.
Though.
Like, everything you could hand draw. Yeah.
But yeah, like with the things for the RPG Maker and stuff, a lot of the time they're very like unfriendly to people who don't already know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love just like a tutorial thing to just.
That's
show
one
you
thing
how
I
to do
haven't
it.
even mentioned about Mario Maker. The actual creation software is so easy.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah,
one of the
when
best
I played
things
it.
about it is multi-grab, and there's a copy tool with just the triggers, so you could just like if you're doing
So
something
it's
where
like
it's
really
got like
quick.
you
Oh,
can literally just grab a load of stuff, copy it, boop, 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 and stuff like that. It's so easy. Like it's one of the, they clearly put a lot of time into making the UI as easy as possible. You know, it's all very.
And literally, like the amount.
Like it just clicks instantly.
Yeah.
You just figure it out.
You
so
can literally
quickly.
go like it's like this quick. You can go like right, a couple of blocks there, block there. Can I
You
do
can
that?
just draw
Play
blocks
from
in.
there. Go no, come back. Like you play any second, you just go boom.
Yeah, there's literally a button just to cut from gameplay to it just cuts gameplay in, gameplay out.
Because Mario acts as your cursor, doesn't he?
Because that was the
Staring at
problem
screen,
I
just-
had with Little Big Planet. You know, Little Big Planet. I kind of enjoyed that when it was out, but the creation software was way too
Yeah, I
complicated.
heard it was really complicated.
Like for starters, I went through the tutorials. Took about 2 hours to go through all the tutorials, and then tried to make anything in it, and it was ridiculous because it was all physics based. So if you wanted to make, say, a car, you had to get the wheels, stick them onto something, and then stick that onto something. And then when I tried to build it, it was like, oh no, it's not stuck on right, so it all just fell apart. And like, okay, I just want to stick something on the. Yeah, I just want to stick something on the wall, and it was like, no, there's no wall there, so you have to have it propped up physically to the floor. You know, you can't just have things floating. You have to have them stringed up and stuck to something and all this kind of stuff. They tried to make it as if you're building real things, I suppose, but it was just a pain in the arse because it just
The kind of game where
People
you'd be
made
really good if you're a
incredible-
physics engineer kind of thing.
basically that game. People made incredible stuff in it. I spent hours just trying out all different stuff, especially in the second one where you could just make different genres of stuff. You could make shmups, you could make puzzle games. Some people made amazing stuff, but like it required so much dedication. You had to put probably days into making a level. Like there was even things where you could actually like program things with like chips. I think someone even like recreated. I can't even remember, but like you know, like how in Minecraft when some people have made things where they've made a massive thing that's actually coded in some way.
Yeah,
it's actually got coding.
Someone
That's what
made
it'll
a
be.
calculator.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You could do stuff like that in the Little Planet, but you have to dedicate.
You have to know.
You have to really dedicate your time. Whereas Mario Maker is literally the second you play it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You just go blop, 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 blop,
The
blop,
thing with
just touch it all in and it's done.
back to
Yeah.
Morrowind. The thing with the construction set for that was just like
so
that was my first foray into
Creation
really
software.
making stuff.
Oh, okay.
And it was just like it was just blew my world apart. I was like, well, I could make things in the game, but really complicated until you discover there's a little snap to grid box hidden away in the corner that no fucker will ever tell you about. And as soon as you press that, you're just like, oh, I made a house.
Yeah.
Before that, it's like, I'll study the numbers and I'll go like, okay, x-axis 1, 0, 0, 0.
Because I didn't know about that. And
Yeah,
when I
exactly.
made a house, I was
And then
like,
you just
oh,
found
that looks
that.
brilliant. Oh, it's 3 feet off the floor.
Yeah, that's the thing. You change the perspective a bit, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
that was always my problem with like 3D software when I was on animation courses. Like
Yeah.
I would make a 3D thing. I was like, oh, that looks great, and then you move the camera.
turn it a few.
Oh, it's miles away. I'm rubbish at this.
Yeah, because there's no real perspective, is there?
No, because you're not physically. It's
Yeah.
not physical in front of you. It's
So you
flat.
literally you turn a few degrees to the left and you discover that there's just like void in between a gap in the floor.
Yeah.
And yeah, like for I literally spent like a good solid like 48 hours on this thing because I didn't have internet, so I might as well do something with my time at home. Yeah, I spent a good 48 hours just like studying the numbers and trying to get them to line up right. And then I was just getting frustrated with it all. I was like, they can't make a game like this. I know like the game is literally everything's put in by hand, but it can't be that hard. There must be some kind of snap to grid thing. And I just searched around all the little widgets and numbers because there's a lot in that construction kit. I was like,
It's the same kit they used to make the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hovered over this one that just looked like
You
a
find a way to
hashtag.
bring it back to Morrowind.
Well, it's got a maker in it. But
Yeah, true.
yeah, so I hovered over this hashtag looking thing. It said
Super
snap to
Morrowind
grid.
Maker.
And I was just, as soon as I found snap to grid, I was just like, yeah, just, but 4 corners of a house done. And then put a table just straight in. And
That's our
everything
next
just
step,
worked.
isn't it? After we've like done everything on this DLC that we,
I'm going to make
start
a
building.
we're
castle.
gonna make ourselves like a mansion.
I've already decided I want a castle in the
I've
sky.
earned it.
I want a sky
Yeah.
castle.
Sky Castle.
The only way to get there is if I can somehow learn how to script it. Is I'm going to make one of the guild guides from the Mages Guild. When you earn your castle somehow, she'll just be like, "Oh, do you want to transport to your castle?" That's like the only way to get there. Or if you have like lots of levitate and it's like literally a couple miles up in the sky, because there's not that much room left for a massive castle like on the land because it's so populated.
Just make a little land
I
there.
think my first,
Yeah, I suppose.
my first experience of like making like
So we're trying to get comfy and look weird.
creation software in a game was actually Micro Machines Turbo Tournament 96.
So I only
think that might be
found
my
out
first.
about that recently.
Really?
Yeah, what it was for me when I was younger, I only had Micro Machines 1.
Yeah.
So-
I only ever had 96.
Yeah,
so
I went off
it's
and
like-
played like that Tenchi. That was my first thing of it, and then I came back, and as I got a bit older, I managed to get hold of 2, and then 96. And I was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what? It can mean
All my levels in that were basically just using all the max, like, ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
So the second the level starts, the wind just pushes you. So, but I never put pits because I couldn't stand the pit, the bottomless pits. So I just made everything all flat. Basically made it so the wind just pushes your car into walls and just bounce everywhere. I still have, my car still has the levels I made as a kid. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but it was like called Green Hill. They said, oh, I'm going to name my lots of Sonic songs because that's all I care about. That's what I've been playing. Quite a lot, actually.
Stacey?
Stacey, have you been playing anything other than Mario Maker at mine, or?
About a couple of weeks ago, I was playing a game on Mega Drive called Wani Wani World.
Oh,
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I haven't been running well.
Well, it's like a Japan only like reskin of an arcade game called the Berlin Wall. But instead of like some digger kind of character, you play as crocodiles with hammers.
Okay.
And the only game is to get enemies to get them stuck in like holes that you make with a hammer, and then bash them down. And
Yes,
as soon
I
as-
have seen this game. Yeah.
and then as soon as they're all
whack-a-mole
gone, you
combat.
you go over to the next level.
Yeah, you were borrowing my cart for a while, weren't
Yeah.
you? I brought the cart round to your house, and then I forgot that Japanese carts are wider, and forgot to bring anything to play. So I was like, oh. I was like, oops.
Yeah.
So I had to
Just had to break the Mega Drive.
The next week I had, that's basically how some people do it.
That is literally all it is as well,
Yeah,
isn't it?
They literally just made the carts a different shape so they wouldn't physically fit in our Mega Drive.
Yeah.
I don't know why
the other way
that
around.
is a thing. Like, some countries have different codes and like NTSC and what's the point?
Yeah, we've finally gotten to the point where it's almost changed,
Yeah.
but we still have some region blocking.
I still just don't get it. It's
really
literally
annoying,
just
mate.
like,
Yeah.
oh, screw you, you cannot play our game.
It's all legal. It's all like legal shit. Isn't it? But
Yeah, the
Yeah.
game can easily get around that by using like a game genie.
yeah.
Yeah.
The second week I went, I'll actually remember to bring something so you can play it. So you've managed to beat it quite a few times now. haven't you?
Yeah, I've been trying to do it on easy and then also on the normal mode with 3 lives and 3 continues. I've managed.
You were even like timing it, weren't you? I think you were trying to see how long it takes.
Yeah, I seem to be able to get it done in at least an hour,
Yeah.
like nigh on.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's because I plan to do a lucky hit plays of that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. We did try playing it co-op, but it's actually kind of difficult, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's one of those games where it kind of feels like you get in the way of each other a little bit. So it's
Yeah,
like you
that
just,
happens a lot on co-op.
yeah.
Like
God,
Spelunky, it's just an
Oh,
impossible
it's
game to
ridiculous,
play
it's
with
like-
co-op.
No, that's no. That would just make you lose
Just get on each other's
relationships.
nerves.
Yeah.
I found it fun.
Phil just throws everyone into pits and shit.
You know, it's just an
It's
added
a game where
challenge.
you can be a knob.
Yeah,
love
One
that.
thing I really like
Golden
about that
Axe
game
is
is
pretty
the,
bad for that.
It's like the jackpot system.
Oh yeah, the slot machines.
Yeah, there's like a slot machine at the top of the game in Wani Wani World, and when you pick up like certain items, you just get like this little slot machine thing going off,
right.
and then it's all like sets off random events.
Yeah, like if you get all lucky sevens, you get all the best prizes, like extra lives and continues. But you also get they're like whoopee cushions, but I think they're bombs. They like wipe out every enemy if you get 3 of those.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it's a bit lenient. You could get 2 sevens and say an orange, but you'd still get some of the top prizes. But you get a few other bits as well, like food items, and food items just like up your score.
Yeah.
But then there's like a bit each time you finish a boss. There's like this random bit where you've got a screen and it's like an anime lady generator.
It's really weird.
Like it just scrolls through a whole bunch of like facial features. Like they've got different styles of hair and different coloured eyes and that and different noses. But you've got no control of that.
Yeah, it's called a bonus game, but you don't do anything.
You just sort of
You literally just walk around and watch it happen. It's just like,
So it
it's
just
picked to these eyes.
What's that game with nudalities? What is that? A strange game.
One of
where
those
you
weird
play as, like,
Mortal
a little
Kombat
wizard.
rip-offs, probably.
Yeah,
was
no,
it
it's-
Gex?
No, it's I saw a YouTube video about it recently. It was like full on nude, but it was like sprite weirdness.
There was a game on the Mega CD called Wild Woody that had that. You had to do this really weird thing to make a naked mermaid appear.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know
it's,
that.
there was just a bunch of different poses.
There's a load of games back then that did that weird shit. It's like, ooh, we stuck boobs in. But yeah.
what we did the clusterfuck compared to Wani Wani World.
Wani Wani was brilliant. So it's one of those like sort of Rainbow Islands sort of genre games where it's just kill everything on screen.
Yeah.
Oh, and it has fighting skunks.
Yeah.
So that's always cool. I actually really like that game. It's got a really nice like sprite design. The main character actually kind of looks a little bit like Vector, a little bit.
Sonic.
But, yeah, a little bit. Anyway,
There's-
just sort of stuff.
Whether it's intentional or not, I'm convinced that one piece of music in it is Elton John inspired.
Yeah.
Like one of them sounds like Crocodile Rock.
Yeah, it probably isn't.
Because you're playing as crocodiles.
Basically, yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
was. Probably was.
Yeah, other than playing that, I've hopped back onto Rayman Legends for a bit to boost a friend who was playing it.
Oh yeah.
Probably,
Daily
And that's-
challenge.
Wanting to
stuff.
brush up on your kung fu skills to try and beat me.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm good at that.
It's just, I knew before we played it, it was one of those games that you'll just be good at. It's annoying.
Any kind of game where it's just like a scramble to get at the thing.
Yeah.
I'm always like, it's my thing.
Yeah,
My platform.
yeah, that's what I've been thinking.
I think that's a good moment to wrap it all up nicely with a bow. We're done.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'll shut up.
Yeah.
I've
Just
been
not long now, and we'll be at EGX, and then
literally like not even a week.
Yeah, no, not that long now.
We're going to
Just
get some
long
good
weekend.
shit.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. So I look forward to that.
So I have been Murry Curry. I've been
Still are, Tom.
Yep.
I am FlattheYounger.
Now, I am, will be, and always have been the Gagaman.
I used to be Seismic Sapphire, but now I am Cherry Terrier.
Seismic Sapphire.
That was my first DeviantArt name.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's my persona.
Right. So thank you very much for watching and goodbye.
See you later.
Thanks, pals.
See you at EGX maybe if you're there. I don't know.
Bring your vaginas.